They can go after me with votes, but they're not going to go after me with that kind of lawsuit that takes somebody out of a race who's leading in this case.
The former president also says the Supreme Court should rule presidents have criminal immunity for actions taken in office. That challenge, stemming from the special counsel's election interference case, will be considered by the justices next month.
Fox's Jared Halpern. A UN team just out with a report on sexual violence during the October 7th attacks on Israel. They find reasonable grounds to believe Hamas committed rape, sexualized torture, and other cruel and inhumane treatment of women, that such violence may be ongoing, and that some hostages have been subjected to the same forms of sexual violence. This as the U.S. supports an apparent UN investigation into the deadly confrontation involving Israeli soldiers near an aid convoy in Gaza last week. The White House also calling for more aid corridors to be opened after airdropping food over the weekend.
State Department spokesman Matt Miller faced skeptical reporters and was asked why the U.S. is resorting to battlefield humanitarian airdrops when the area they are servicing is controlled by. Few think that the paltry airdrop of humanitarian aid done in conjunction with Jordan this weekend will do anything to stave off massive hunger and starvation in Gaza.
Fox's Jennifer Griffin at the Pentagon, the State Department spokesman, calling the humanitarian situation in Gaza simply intolerable. An hour to the close on Wall Street, stocks are mixed. The Dow's down 23 points. America's listening to Fox News.
A toast to our new college grad who fills us with so much joy, almost as much as when we're in our RV. Oh, the world is your oyster, kiddo, and ours too. Now that we're covered with Progressive, Dad and I can hop in our RV anytime we want. Might even splurge on a retractable awning. Ooh, look out. Sorry, what was I talking about?
Protect your loved one with an RV policy from Progressive. Take as little as 4 minutes to see what you could save at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Federal authorities are now pressuring banks to spy on the transactions of conservatives. Hi, I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and this is yet another reason why you need a physical gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. To find out more, text the word PROTECT to 989898 to get your free info kit on gold IRAs. Secure your IRA or 401k right now. Text PROTECT to 989898 to request your free info kit.
Message and data rates may apply.
Paid for by Birch Gold Group.
I don't know, me. Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis, sidekick, producer, and sports raconteur extraordinaire. And the mechanical mangler at the controls on your Monday and every other day. It's Flounder, and let's go.
On the day I was born, the nurses all gathered around.
Yeah, we got that whole Supreme Court thing. Even the dumb ones voted for it. It had to be 9-0. I figured the two stupid ones, the two stupid girls would vote against. Well, we'll talk about it. We got a lot of things coming up here. First of all, we got the court cases, and this is GI Day. To salute a GI, I guess, is what the member is. But first, let's get started. And again, all the newsy stuff. But since you just heard a newscast, we'll begin with the other things of our nature, which is Pete Davis.
Yes,
a weekend.
It was an all-Japanese Saturday night.
Shogun.
Well, I went out for Japanese dinner. And then I came home and ate the leftovers and watched Shogun. And then, for good measure, I finished the evening with Godzilla.
Oh, my. Oh, you too much.
I love you a long time.
Kawasaki. Banzai. Did you ever see the 60 Minutes one time? Oh, my God. They did an investigation. They did an expose on the Japanese custom of when you go to your boss and apologize for your horrible behavior, and they cry and they have to be hysterical, and you're judged on how much you're willing to just completely, embarrass yourself forever on the ground, and you're throbbing and crying and sobbing and mucus Chinese. And you're screaming, and you're judged. Yeah. Well, we don't really believe that, sir. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Prior to my radio career, I actually worked for a Japanese company, and I was referred to as Brensan.
Brensan? Now, what do they do, like weird things? What was it like? Anything unusual?
They making zeros or what? Or what were they doing?
I dealt with fiber optics. So it was a fiber optic manufacturer, and I did purchasing and inventory management. But, I mean...
Did they make you do calisthenics every noon and the whole staff got out there in uniforms?
No, because, I mean,
like that, or?
the facility had to, but we were in America, so we were just a distribution center. But they were very serious about that kind of lifestyle and positivity and always, doing the right thing. And they were very, and the funny thing is my boss was very mindful of all that. I didn't give a crap, but you were supposed to always refer to like Kawasaki-san. You refer to them as their last name.
And sign at the end.
Yeah, and I would just be like, "Hey, Bill." Then it would drive them crazy. Sometimes.
Kawasaki-san.
I would get separate emails. Brent-san, please.
Well, they say please.
Yeah, please. Abide by what we do, and I'm all right.
In Shogun, she tells the barbarian, "You will address me as this."
Yeah. Otherwise, I'll take your head off.
It wasn't like I was intentionally doing that. I was just young, and I didn't think about putting "san" at the end of their names.
That's cool.
Wow, Brent-san, please.
And in fact, excuse me, man. I know what I'm doing now. I do that.
Stop doing it.
Oh, God, now why didn't I think of that?
Good thing I'm here.
Holy crap, I'm cured. This is unbelievable.
Heal. Great laying on of hands here in the studio.
So like I was saying, I watched the second episode of Shogun. It was a 2-episode start. Holy cow, wow.
It's a great show.
But they must be using AI, photography, and computer stuff. There's no way that they can get 15,000 Japanese guys in 15,000 glorious solid gold uniforms rowing and doing things at the same time. I mean, there's no way they could have that.
They just tell them to show. The emperor says, show up here at this time.
And there you go.
Dress like this.
Well, they're fastidious. The people are very fastidious over there.
It's a wonderful country. I enjoyed the week I was
there.
there.
Well, I still want to know about your geisha girl. I one geisha girl in the thing. Although I did kind of, well, no, it's a long story.
No, you don't
I don't want to talk about it, no. All right, 307. Okay, hold on. Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. Flounder, your weekend, sir. Everything? Anything you want to share?
Nice weekend. What did we do? Went out to dinner with my dad on Saturday, and then me and Veronica went to a nice steak joint in downtown Roswell last night.
Steak eater? Is that, what's your
place
favorite?
Called Little Alley's.
Little Alleys? And you say downtown?
Downtown Roswell.
Oh, Roswell. Say you went downtown.
Hell no, I didn't.
You took that girl downtown?
Now there is a great
matter with you.
When I used to live in West Midtown and downtown, there's a great steak place called Rathman's Steakhouse that I'd always go to.
Yeah, that's a good Kevin
Rathman. Yeah,
I'll be damned. Well, cool.
But yeah, I don't go. If there's one thing I miss about living downtown, it was the food. Other than that, I don't miss anything.
Yeah,
we're on a first name basis, me and Kevin.
Kevin,
you know Kevin?
Big time Kevin guy, are you? Yeah. All right then. Well, thanks for asking.
How you doing this week? What'd you do this weekend besides that stupid refrigerator game you
Well,
invented?
I think I may have invented a new thing.
Pathetic as that was. We're out having a good time out in the town, seeing people, meeting
doing
people,
things,
greeting, hugging, and you're at home playing games with your fridge.
I've got a new friend.
Well, I invented
you and your friend
the icy sink toss game from some of the girls at Asian cheerleader night, and they were dropping ice cubes and they just throw them in the sink and they bounce out. And I'd say, girls.
I noticed a lot of healthy food in that.
Hey, I've got my chicken pops and I've got my potato boomers, and that's all I need. That and the gravy, and we're in business.
What did you call them last week? Potato
pops, I think.
No, potato dots.
Dots. Yeah, potato dots.
Yeah, potato dots.
Or chicken dots.
Hey, speaking of food,
yeah.
Did you hear about the peanut that became a teacher?
No, I didn't. What?
He joined Macadamia.
Macadamia. Dear Lord. 309. Karen, Pete, and Flounder, how's it going? Here's the number. We love phone calls. 404-741-1230. 741-1230. Have you heard any Democrats screaming and howling at the moon over the Supreme Court decision? By the way, it had to be that. Yeah. Also, there's more coming. You'll hear from Donald Trump. You'll hear from the Secretary of State in Colorado. They tried to pull this whole thing off. Also, by the way, I've been working on new promos for the show. Flounder, didn't you say that you put on YouTube, it's called Just the Tip? We have like segments.
Just the tip. Well, I take a picture of the
of my board.
Of your wording every day, and then I put that onto social media as the Kimmer Show. Just the tip of the day.
And of course, again, it's like a promo thing. And this is the month of the woman. And today I put down that I support single mothers $1 at a time. Just support the ladies, a little extra income. Well, I've been coming up with a couple of promos. For example, let's see. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, just the tip. Ladies, if you listen to a little, you're going to want the whole thing. What do you think?
All right. Suggestive,
Not bad,
but yes.
Okay. All right. Again, we'll have more of those later as we go on trying to get... we're bringing in... We got our lady audience is just exploding in numbers, and we want to make sure that they are satisfied with the performance every day for that 3 hours.
We'll take care of them.
That's right.
With the tip.
Well, sometimes you just got to hand it to them. Well, no, I
keep moving.
I know. Sorry, three.
By the way, you make fun of my jokes, my dad.
I do
jokes.
make fun of your jokes.
But
yes,
a gentleman contacted me over the weekend and said he was having a really rough time last week.
Yeah, really.
And was crying. And then he heard me doing my stupid jokes.
Yeah.
And he was crying even more.
Even more. So,
but this time he was crying because he was actually laughing. It made him feel better. So there.
Okay, so you and this guy now are.
Okay, says the man who stays at home on weekends playing games with his refrigerator.
All right. Well, sometimes you have to, I saw the horses. I went to the stable like every weekend and saw the horses. I've been feeding my horse videos.
Right.
If you must know.
What are we going to talk about today?
Oh, we got a million things. In fact, I do want to start with a serious thing, but we'll do it after the break. We're going to break here in a second, and then we'll come back, and I'm just horrible thing. Plus, it is GI Day, and here we go. I mean, I'm telling you, Marines never quit, but I give up. On the VA, kiss my ass. How about that? Screw it. I'm not going to continue. I'll tell you about it. Coming up again. Really, I just it's just making. I'm getting angrier and angrier the more I freaking think about it. Why even bother? Why should I have even bothered? Everything's fine now, though. Okay. 312. Oh, okay. Just a weird thing. What would you have done? I'm driving up the parking deck today on the second floor. A guy has just come out of the elevator. He's going to his car. He hits a little button, goes tweet, and his car lights blink, and I see his car. He walks to the front of his car to get ready to go in the driver's door, and the guy next to him is parked about 7 inches away from his door. And I was driving by, and I almost said, you ought to let the air out of that bastard's tires. And I thought, they're probably security cameras, or he'll know the car, and then he'll get you the next, you know what I mean? But have you ever had to crawl over your console from the other side to get in your seat? Mm-hmm. And you don't think there's something you may want to have done to that guy's car? I mean, I'll tell you what, I got a license plate of a guy that I tried to attack this. Oh, never mind. 313, I forgot. But I'm still looking for him. Anyway, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 404-741-1230. We got it all. It's freaking Monday on 106.3. Here we go. Stand by.
Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, Glenn Beck, Fox News, and even NASCAR on Sundays. Anywhere on the XTRA 106.3 app. Download the app now and get 24/7 access to the live stream, the latest news, and everything you need to know about Atlanta's only conservative talk station. Download the XTRA 106.3 app for Apple or Android and check out even more great original content at thepodcastpark.com.
You shouldn't need a degree in finance to choose a checking account. That's why we made Truist One Checking. No trade-offs, no compromise, no hassle. Just the stuff you want from a bank that cares. And that means no overdraft fees, lots of practical perks, and automatic upgrades. Truist One Checking. One simple choice. Visit truist.com/one. Truist.com/ONE. Truist Bank, member FDIC.
Hey Atlanta, it's Front Office Lowe's for Howard Brothers and Exmark. Pro landscapers all over the South have long known about Howard Brothers. They sell the brands the pros want. Brands like Exmark Turf Equipment. If you're a commercial landscaper in Atlanta and North Georgia and you're not using an Exmark or Exmark equipment, you have to visit Howard Brothers and see what you're missing. But if you're a homeowner who has a big yard and is ready to go where the pros get their equipment, you need to go to Howard Brothers too and check out Exmark. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Exmark and Howard Brothers.
Hi, I'm Mark Beckham with Atlanta Ramjack. We specialize in only foundation repair. What makes Atlanta Ramjack special is the crews. Our crews are the most experienced people in the industry. Foundation repairs has many aspects. We do helical piers, hydraulically driven piles, we do polyfoam injection, we pressure grout, we do carbon fiber reinforcement. There's multiple solutions to foundation repairs. If you see any signs of foundation issues, please contact us at atlantaramjack.com.
Well, Michael, I want to thank you for your time, but unfortunately, we can't offer you the position.
Why?
Well, we got the results of your background check, and quite frankly, we were concerned.
About what?
Apparently, you were arrested for throwing a shopping cart at a customer?
In my defense, he had it coming.
At Horizon Background Screening, we find things that other companies don't. That's why companies that use us make smarter hiring decisions. Don't let the wrong hire put your company at risk. Get the real story on your candidates at horizonscreening.com.
It's a mad world out there, but one thing is certain, everyone is trying to market something. So tune in every Saturday at 3 p.m. to the Marketing Madmen, who, along with a variety of industry expert guests, can help you make sense of it all. Whether you own a business and want tips to scale, or are a fan of the finer things in life and want to know how restaurants, golf courses, and wine companies try to sell you stuff, the Marketing Madmen is your ultimate destination for all things marketing. Tune in right here on XTRA 106.3 every Saturday at 3 p.m. or search online for more content. Join the madness with the Marketing Madmen.
Boom, bum, boom, ba, boom, bum. Look out, it's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete and Flounder. It's Monday, beautiful. What is it, 73 degrees out there, probably sunny? And, of course, Amanda's got her freaking parka on. It's unbelievable. That poor girl, she's always freezing. Honestly, she's got a winter ski parka on. She's sitting there at her desk. Oh, my God. I love Amanda. Honestly, God, I just love that girl. Anyway, she's always cold. She's wearing some freaking parka and that bullpen over here. 2015, the Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. 2015, this day, Daryl Hall and John Oates sued cereal maker Early Bird Foods over the company's use of the name Hall & Oates for their maple syrup granola bars. The two musicians accused the Brooklyn-based firm of infringing on their trademark in the packet of cereal, deliberately using a phonetic play on the band's well-known name. That would be a good anchorman's name. Good evening, here's the news. Hall & Oates reporting. So you could get away with that if you do it the right way.
It's no glance blow, but it's up there.
Not exactly a glance blow. Birthday list includes Patricia Heaton. Mm-hmm. She is 66 today. Okay. Ray's wife, Deborah, on Everybody Loves Raymond, and the neurotic mom, Frankie Heck, on The Middle. I don't think I ever saw that show.
That's a funny show. Norm Macdonald was on it for a while.
Yeah,
it's funny.
I think I saw the promos, and for some, I don't know why I never watched. I don't know why I didn't watch.
Good show.
Timing of something, maybe. Let's see. That's what time was it on? 8:39. That's Asian cheerleader night normally.
You were in bed.
I was probably in bed sleeping. Shut up.
You ran out of ice.
Oh, I ran out of everything. I ran out of life. I ran out of my manhood. I ran out of any future. Oh, sorry. I had kind of a long weekend.
And I crushed your hopes and dreams just before we went on the air today, too.
Hey, I had a very active weekend, mister. I not only came up with my new Olympic sport, the icy sink toss, but I also went to Staples and refilled a whole bunch of pen refill ink supplies for the future. So there you are. Actually, out in public, talked to a person at the cash register. And there you are. Oh, you want to hear something weird? Oh, no, I got to do the history thing first. Hold on. I'm sorry. Here we go. In 1861, Abraham Lincoln was inaugurated, our 16th president. His pre-Civil War, again, right before the Civil War, before the war, his speech, the inauguration, included the unifying words, quote, "We are not enemies, but friends. We must not be enemies. Though passion may have strained, it must not break our bonds of affection."
Okay, you just told that 2 days ago.
It was on this date. He said it.
You said it Thursday or Friday, too.
I did not say it Thursday or Friday. It was at least a week ago, and I didn't think you'd remember because you normally pay attention when I do these. Our 3 o'clock hour, by the way, sponsored by the First Liberty Building and Loan people. You'll love these people. They talk about them all the time in the morning show. Man, that talk is all over these people. If you need financing to grow your business, visit FirstLibertyGA.com. By the way, they had that Sarah girl on again. That lawyer Sarah girl. Man, I love her.
Sarah Hobson.
Sarah, there you are. She's wonderful. She's great personality, smart as a whip. and frequently has no problem, digging in, calling Fanny the Floozy, an idiot stuff. Just very impressive. A morning show with Tug the Rhino and the Smart One. It's just a wonderful, wonderful thing. All right, now, and by the way, speaking of that, 3:20. Okay, I want to do this, and it's we have all the news. You'll hear sound bites and everything else stuff going on here. But first of all, the very shocking news when I found out that Chris Mortensen had passed away, 72 years old. Chris Mortensen, I think most people probably know the name, or if you don't have to be a sports person, but he was a very well-known sports reporter, anchorman, writer. He worked here locally for
AJC.
Yeah, AJC for years. I think he was on WSB TV or something. He did a lot of things. He was with the AJC for a long time. Very famous Chris Mortensen. He was on, was it HBO or ESPN TV? It was ESPN stuff. A football specialist, a very well-known guy. And this is amazing. Several years ago, when my older brother died, Gene, the golf pro, died. He had been ill, cancer, but his passing was sudden. It happened fairly quickly, and I immediately flew back to New England and took care of everything at the house we had, and did it all by myself and was all alone. Did everything and packed up stuff. It was a horrible, horrible time. My older brother, 2-year older brother. And so I was, doing it all by myself, and it was just a shocking, very lonely weekend. And so I get it all done, and I get on the plane from Hartford, I think it was, to fly back to Atlanta. And Chris Mortensen comes in and sits next to me on the plane. And I obviously knew who he was. And the fact of the matter, I had met him and actually talked to him like 25 years ago, long time ago. So he came in and sat down, and I was sad, and I didn't want to do anything, so I was, kind of hunched over by myself, and I had my Marine Corps stuff on, and he saw my Tet Offensive patch on my bag, and he said, first of all, he recognized me. He said, the camera. I said, yeah. I said, I'm Chris Mortensen. Chris, I know who you are. I remember him. But the fact that he remembered me from nobody. Honestly, it must have been like 1998 or 2000 or just a long time ago. And then he mentioned the military thing, and he was in the Army. He spent a couple of years. And I told him, he saw I was sad, and I told him about my brother passing and so forth. And I'm telling you what, I didn't, he's not a friend. I can't call him a friend. I didn't know. I mean, obviously a friend, but it's not like I hung around with him. But I sure knew who he was. And I met him that one time, and he couldn't have been nicer. And then all of a sudden, he kind of takes me, I swear, I'm not making that. He takes me under his wing. We get off the plane. He doesn't leave my side. And we walk together to baggage claim. And we're standing there waiting for the baggage claim. And he's talking about when he was in the Army. He was during Vietnam as well. And the stuff he's done and things. And, it was just as nice as he could be. And then he takes my phone. And he says, here's my number. And he takes my phone and puts his cell phone in my phone. And as I'm looking, I'm not going to start to cry if I do this.
Well, don't do it.
My contacts. It includes, I got it right in here, Chris Mortensen. And I actually thought about calling him. And then I thought, no, what if one member of his family answers to see who, somebody remembering, you know what I mean? I wouldn't want to, I just thought maybe God. So anyway, but I couldn't believe it. He takes my phone and puts his number in there and says, look, call me anytime you want. And we texted each other a couple of times over the next few weeks, and then kind of, it's drifted off. But again, I couldn't believe it. Chris Mortensen with me, and he escorted me to baggage claim and made sure I was okay and put his phone number in my phone. Now, Chris Mortensen, slightly happier circumstances, but again, honest to God, and he passed away at 72, throat cancer, and it was stage 4, and he beat it for a while, and obviously it came back, and, cancer's...
Beat it for like 10 years.
Yeah. Anyway, and you knew him. Can you tell your story?
I have a slightly,
a happier story.
Happier story.
Which is good.
It's the 2000 Super Bowl. Okay, and I was down there with Wayne, no offense.
Yeah.
We were down there doing the whole week, Radio Row.
Right.
And Paul Mann, who was our news guy at the old station. And Paul was kind of a straight-laced kind of guy. But Wayne Wayne's a family guy and all of that. But I was a single guy. I was a guy, actually, I think I was living with someone at the time. But anyway, so I said, we're going to go out tonight. By God, we're going to go out to South Beach and we're going to do the town tonight. So we got a water taxi, and I talked those two straight-laced dudes into getting a water taxi, which we almost died in. We almost got run over. But anyway, we get to South Beach, and we're drinking pretty heavily. I mean, pretty heavily.
You got to.
Got to. Yeah, especially those
South Beach.
Tropical drinks.
Women
everything.
all over the place.
Get the water taxi back. Now, this is about 2 a.m. Getting back to the hotel right there. Drops us off right there at the dock. We jump out and we go in, and the media room was fantastic. The media room, if you've never been to a Super Bowl, it was part of the media. It's you go in and basically there's pinball machines, air hockey machines, pool tables, ping pong tables.
It's a
there's
party.
Couches. There's places to work. There's food, always food.
It's
There's
a whole
drinks.
thing,
Well, there's beer. Everything's free. So you just go in there, and it's open 24/7. You can wander in there. So we wandered in there, of course. We're the only people in there. Well, Wayne and I had our eyes on the light beer from Miller blow-up lounge chair.
Yes. A air-filled lounge chair.
Built-in beer koozie in the armrest. And we'd had our eye on that baby for quite a while. And I said, it's 2 a.m, ain't nobody here, let's take it.
So you did.
So we take it, and I got it under my arm, and we're walking through the lobby. And it's actually dark. There's nobody out.
Right, yeah.
And I'm thinking, well, I got to get the air out of this thing in order to get it in my suitcase, right? So we start trying to get the air out while we're waiting for the elevator. Elevator doors open up, and me and Paul and Wayne get in because we're going to go up and have drinks at his room, right?
Not done yet.
So we get in there, and the damn thing will not deflate. It's huge and deflate. So basically, I get on top of it on the floor of the elevator, and we're riding up, and I'm on top of it.
You were humping it. You were humping the chair, ladies and gentlemen.
Trying to make it
He's
deflate.
humping an air chair. Let me just say that.
Doors open. The elevator stops. Doors open. And in steps Chris Mortensen.
Hey, Chris.
I think. Well, it's 2 a.m. I think Chris had been, down at the hotel bar, whatever. He'd had a few or whatever, but or he could be stone cold sober for all I know. But he steps in, and this is what he sees. He sees two grown men standing there watching another grown man laying on the floor, look like he's humping the light beer from Miller thing.
Chair,
So he literally looks down, nods his head, and looks down because he recognized me, and of course I recognize him. He nods his head, and he goes, "Gentlemen." and he's got this smile on his face. He turns around, and the whole rest of it, I'm being as quiet as I can on this thing that's squeaking and going the entire time. Wayne and Paul are trying not to make eye contact with him, and Chris is looking straight ahead, and he's trying not to laugh. And finally his floor comes, and the elevator stops, and the doors open, and he just looks down again, nods his head,
boys,
and walks out, boys, and walks out, and he didn't turn us in.
No,
I got to give him credit for that.
Just the nicest man. Chris Mortensen dead at the age of 72. He just I haven't I've met in this business. I mean, I've been doing this crap for 55 years or something. But I'm telling you, and you've been in a long time. There are very few people that you will always remember as just the cream of the crop.
Gentlemen.
Real, true, old-fashioned gentlemen.
Rhubarb was like that.
People.
Rhubarb was like that.
I really ran into him a couple of times. I really never, for some reason, had a chance to interact with him very much.
Well, I tell you,
everybody said that about it.
Growing up here in Atlanta, and Chris Mortensen, of course, I was an adult by the time he was writing here.
Yeah.
He was my favorite beat writer. We covered the Braves, he covered the Falcons, because you got information reading his column and his reports you weren't getting anywhere else. That's how good he was.
Well, people trusted him and liked him, and so they opened up to him. They didn't give him a bunch of crap. Anyway, Chris Mortensen, just a terrific guy, and again, I'll never forget him and the way he helped me out of the blue. Just fantastic, and just a nice man. Passed way too young. Let's see, 3:29. All right, coming up here, we'll do some actual Trump stuff. Also, this is GI Day, and we were talking earlier. Who's the last military war hero? If you said, name me a good war hero, you got to go back to Audie Murphy or
Sergeant York.
But
then they pointed out that I forget his last name. Chris, the sniper.
Right, see?
I can't remember his last name. The guy who killed Osama.
Right, again.
When we think of our war heroes.
Yeah, but didn't he go out and run his mouth?
Yeah, I think he was
SEAL.
wrong.
He did interviews.
Navy SEAL should never, ever, ever break the code of not taking
I'm
credit.
not saying what he did wasn't good or anything.
No, it was great. But again, they held. Well, anyway. But again, in terms of war heroes, nobody knows. I can't remember. It was O'Neill's his name. But again, people don't. I wonder who people think of as war heroes. Anybody in the last 50 years?
Schwarzkopf was considered a war hero. The way he handled that.
He was a leader. I'm not sure he's a hero where he put his life in danger.
Well, Eisenhower is considered a hero for what he did.
I don't know that I'd say hero.
Good Lord, he was elected president because of it. Of course, he was considered a hero.
Now, wait a minute.
He saved the world. What are you talking about?
Well, he was one of the greatest leaders of all time. But that doesn't mean he was
He's a hero.
A hero, you're putting your life in danger. I don't remember him having somebody put a bayonet in his throat and had to fight him off or something.
He could have been assassinated.
He was a wonderful... Oh, Jesus.
I can't believe you're going to sit here and trash Dwight D's Eisenhower.
I like my heroes who are still alive, mister.
Okay,
I guess I can't run for president again.
You're going to attack John McCain now, too?
I'm never going to be president again.
John McCain was considered a war hero.
I would consider him a hero.
All right, then.
Well, so what do you mean, all right, then? We agree.
You're going to sit here. I'm not going to sit here while you trash Dwight D. Eisenhower.
Of America. 331. Get off my ass.
Neil Bortz is live every day on XTRA 106.3. And if you missed the legend, you missed this.
Why do you think Biden opened the borders? Look, they plan ahead. Okay, we're going to let them in now, and it's going to cause a lot of turmoil and millions coming across the border, and we're going to take some heat for that, and we might even lose an election or two along the way. But eventually, we're going to be able to get this path to citizenship. Eventually, they're going to be able to vote, and they will vote for us.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on XTRA 106.3 or listen anytime on the XTRA 106.3 app.
All right, we'll settle it when I come back with the boys. 3:32. How you doing? It's only me. It's only the Kimmer. I have a new update on the fact that I don't have my medical records, and this is why I really wish I'd had my Atlanta safe house safes down in Florida when I retired. I just got a notice I'll talk about shortly from the VA saying, we need some more information from things happened 21 years ago. The dates, the times, the prognosis, the doctors, the location, the zip codes, the phone numbers. I don't have that stuff because I don't have it because I didn't have it in my stupid safe because I didn't have a safe down in Florida. So it's my own stinking fault. But again, you don't have to be like the Kimmer. You can be much better than the Kimmer. Atlanta Safe House. Atlanta's Safe House. They have a showroom in Ackworth. And later on, I'm going to tell you about how Pete Davis just tried to destroy the studio, too. Mike, I'm sorry you had to come in here, man. Oh, my God, he has to rewire his whole freaking thing. Oh, my God. Sorry. Yeah, you can watch this on YouTube. Oh, he's got to take away the whole set. Oh, my God, you poor bastard. Anyway, no, I'm done. This does not count as my time for Atlanta Safe House. We'll make up for it later. It's my show and do what I want. These are my buddies, Atlanta Safe House. And by the way, the Jeff and Mark, they only use off-duty police, firefighters, and military to deliver safes to give them a little extra something here to say thanks for what you do. Atlanta Safe House. Again, I should have had my medical records down there in Florida, which I didn't have a safe. Your Social Security card. You ever lost that? Try to replace that with no problem. Put it in your safe. Gun safes, always on sale. Big, big, big savings. Jewelry safes, business safes, high security safes. Protecting your assets with the top... Pete Davis has his Social Security card in his wallet. I'm telling you... Some hot babe could be out there. You pick her up on the side. She wants to drive in your stupid Porsche, and she get all flirty and everything. And then all of a sudden, she's picking your pocket while she's putting her tongue down your mouth and takes your Social Security card, and then you're screwed. If you didn't have Atlanta Safe House safe. See, it could happen to you. Pete Davis is a perfect example, ladies and gentlemen. Tell him the Kimmer sent you. The showroom in Ackworth and on the web, atlantasafehouse.com.
Hi, I'm Tara, owner and publisher of Our Town Monthly, where you'll find familiar faces, local voices, and community businesses like Seniors Helping Seniors.
Thanks, Tara. I'm Terry, owner of Seniors Helping Seniors. After losing my father, my husband and I wanted to take our experience and help others in the community. Our mission is to create meaningful connections while fulfilling the needs of our caregivers, clients, and their families. Seniors Helping Seniors helps less active seniors stay independent, allowing them to live the life the way they want to in the comfort of their own homes. We offer companionship and socialization, light housekeeping, meal preparation, transportation, doctor's appointments, dementia care, relief for the family caregiver, and more.
We hire active, mature adults who have a better understanding of the aging process. It's like getting a little help from a friend. Please check us out at shsnorthwestatlanta.com.
What a tremendous opportunity that fills a need so many of us can relate to. Friends, reach out. And remember, our town is your town at Our Town Monthly.
Hey there, it's Janelle King, host of The Janelle King Show right here on XTRA 106.3 FM, where we are unafraid and unapologetic. We explore the topics that matter the most. You can catch us on Saturdays at 4 p.m. and encore episode on Sundays at 9 a.m. And catch up on past episodes by going to the podcast park right here at XTRA 106.3 or wherever you get your podcasts every single Tuesday. Until then, stay unafraid, stay unapologetic, and never stop seeking the truth.
Convenience is defined as the state of being able to proceed with something with little effort or difficulty. Well, at RBM of Atlanta, we embody this philosophy. Meet our Mercedes-Benz pickup and delivery service. It gives you back time and money. Does your Mercedes-Benz need service? If so, we'll pick up your vehicle that's requiring service from your home or office and bring it back to our dealership for the required service. With over 100 appointments available every weekday, over 50 appointments on Saturdays, and more than 200 courtesy vehicles in our fleet, we're here to serve. We'll work around your schedule. We're here to save you time, energy, and money. RBM of Atlanta is a J.D. Power 2023 Diamond Dealer of Excellence for the customer sales experience and Georgia's only 9-time Mercedes-Benz Best of the Best winner. We're proud to be Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964. Pickup and delivery service restrictions do apply. Ask your service coordinator or service advisor for details.
Don't miss the Atlanta Mushroom Festival, Sunday, March 17th, St. Patrick's Day at Park Tavern in Piedmont Park. Beginning at 12 p.m. and ending at 7 p.m., this dog and family-friendly event features educational speakers, live music, and over 35 mushroom-themed vendors. Tickets are free with email registration or $10 for Comfort VIP, which directly supports the nonprofit festival. For more information, visit AtlantaMushroomFestival.com or Atlanta Mushroom Festival on all social platforms.
Oh, here we go. Da, da, da. Stand by. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer. With Pete Davis and Flounder. Dun, 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 da, 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 da. Yeah, it was on this day in 2001. Village People singer Glenn Hughes died of lung cancer. He was 50, died in his Manhattan apartment. He was the original biker character in the disco group with a big hit song, YMCA, and he was buried in his Leatherman outfit. 2001, Glenn Hughes passed away. Bump, bump, bump. Here we go, a little bit of music. YMCA. Dun, 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 dun. Man, chicks used to love this song where they stretch their arms out, and every time they did, I wanted to kiss them on the mouth, you know? A girl puts her arms up in the air and swinging them around. It's not fair, ladies. It's just not fair. Our birthday list includes Stephen Webb. Why do my headphones sound very funny? Do I sound funny, or is it just me?
I wish you sounded funny.
Oh, thank you so much. Hey, ho!
You set that one
I'm trying to be funny.
You set that one on a tee.
Hey, ho. Doesn't mean you have to take a swing at it. Oh, sorry. We're going to finish up this hero thing in a minute, too, by the way. I got some feedback on that right now. Now, what's Flounder got going for us? So he sent us something. On the idiot Oberman? Oh, my God. What do you hear about this dipstick? Hold on. I got to get this thing here. But they left a golf ball in here this morning.
That was a mistake.
I don't know why they did that.
That or someone had a really bad shot.
Could have been a terrible... Yeah, there's a course about 4 miles... Anyway. Our birthdays include Stephen Weber, who is 63, Brian Hackett on wings, Dr. Archer on Chicago Med. He was the corrupt Mayor Hamilton on NCIS New Orleans as well. Stephen Weber 63 years old today. And on this day in history, in 2005, Martha Stewart was released from Camp Cupcake, more formally known as the Alderson Federal Prison Camp, 30 minutes past the stroke of midnight after serving 5 months in prison for lying about the sale of Imclone stock. Martha Stewart out on this day in 2006. All right, now, okay. We were talking about heroes and stuff, and I was just remarking, we were talking about it before the program began. This is GI Day, which I guess means, I don't know what it means. I mean, it doesn't have any meaning to me because, what somebody says, oh, thanks for your service. I say, great, appreciate it, but it's not, going to change your life, but it's nice. And in fact, more people have been doing it lately, and I don't know why. But anyway, we mentioned who's a military, who's a war hero? How many people are war heroes? Audie Murphy and Sergeant York and things. But if you
my dad was drafted. He got a Silver Star for honorary bravery in action and made it home.
Okay. And I totally agree. And I salute your old man and say welcome home as well. And as a, a veteran thing. But again, in terms of a nation, if the nation if you were to do a survey on, name your favorite military hero, they'd probably say Patton and Audie Murphy and Sergeant York. Maybe not Patton.
Eddie Rickenbacker. World War
yeah,
I.
That's true. That's
first ace.
Or Pershing, John Pershing.
But he was a leader. He wasn't
well, again, okay. Now, and so then Pete
Teddy Roosevelt.
Teddy Roosevelt was he was a fighting man. He fought the bad guys. Yes, he did. On horseback, for God's sakes. And Pete mentioned Dwight Eisenhower. And I said, well, Eisenhower's not a hero.
Oh, God. He's not a hero.
He's an incredible leader. Well, a hero, my definition of a hero is someone who, in his act of saving some other cause, puts his own life at risk. And I don't know that General Eisenhower maybe drove a Jeep too fast or, cut through a stoplight one time on the way to a headquarters meeting in Munich or something after the war.
How about Patton?
I don't know if Patton ever faced combat. I don't know.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding.
He marched all the way to Bastogne to free them. He could have been shot in that Jeep.
I will go with that one because he led his men and he was there, so that counts. But again, if nothing ever, if you're never, okay. I don't know. Okay. Let me just say this. I have a feedback here from I believe that's a Shannon, female Shannon, an actual female Shannon who writes in, I agree Eisenhower was an incredible leader, but not a hero. JFK was a hero after taking care of his guys on the island when their PT boat sank. John Kennedy was a hero. He saved his men, and he was a real serious physical hero. Yep. But I don't know that Dwight Eisenhower could be called a hero other than his leadership saved the world and stuff like that. So, but that doesn't mean the word hero. To me, the word hero means you're going to die, but you do it anyway. Okay, you're scared to death, you're going to die, and you do it anyway, and somehow you live. Even if you don't live, but if you do it at the risk of your own life, that either you lose or is in danger of losing, and you do it anyway, and I just don't know if there's a story that it fits with Eisenhower.
If we lose the war, he's up against a wall. They shoot him.
Okay, I'm agreeing with you, that's wonderful, but if doesn't count. I mean, either he did something in his military career or he didn't. Oh, my God. Dear Jesus. I'll stop talking about it. I'm a little ticked off. Let me show. I'll tell you why, and then we'll get over it. I will do the Trump thing. We got Supreme Court stuff. You've heard it on the news at 3 o'clock. You're going to hear it again at 4, so get off my back. We're going to get to it in a minute. I'm real ticked off because here we go. I get in the mail. Oh, dear Mr. Peterson. Oh, this is from the VA. Anytime I get an envelope like this, and it says, Veterans Crisis Line. Yeah. Dear Department of Veterans Affairs. Dear Mr. Peterson, we're going to need some more information. What do we still need from you to process your claim from 2 years ago? Golly, we need from you documents, application. Let's see, right here. We'll use your file number. We need dates of treatment, including the year of the time, conditions of being treated for. Let's see, dates of treatment, the address, the provider's name, number, address, and phone number. VA file numbers of his files. Let's see what else we got here. There's plenty of places to send your information, dates of treatment, including the conditions and the time and the period and so. Yeah, I don't have that because it was 21 freaking years ago. And I don't have my medical records. So they know it happened. They know I had all the things that I've been putting in for. And so, but they're still making it as freaking miserable as possible. And again, don't bother telling me there's a lot of wonderful people who can help you with the VA crisis line and stuff. I know that's true. There's a wonderful woman named Rita up there in Canton or someplace who's been helping me do this stuff. And I did qualify for one thing for a lousy couple $100 a month. Okay, now I'll just finish this up, and I'm blowing the whole freaking segment, but I'm really ticked off about this. Okay, first of all, I'm done. I'm not going to fill this out. I'm not filling another thing. I'm not calling anybody. Screw it. It's over. I'm done. My application for this other thing, they turned me down for 2 things that they know are true, but because they didn't have the stinking records to prove it 21 years ago, they say, well, we can't do that. So what a bunch of crap. And if you think I'm going to go through all this crap again for a lousy couple of $100 a month, you know what? Keep your freaking money. I never should have done it in the first place. I feel guilty about it. Because a couple years ago, the guy had said, no, you need to put in for this stuff because they pay free money, tax-free the rest of your life. And so I got greedy. And I'm thinking, geez, maybe I can get like a car note.
It's your money.
Well, but I didn't I wasn't asking for it. I didn't, I didn't lose my legs. I'm still, basically a human being. I'm not much of a man anymore, but I'm human. Anyway, so it's not like, I lost my legs and my eyes. So if you'll keep your lousy $200 freaking stinking dollars, kiss my ass in the meantime. How about that? They just make it miserable. They just, how much time it took to fill out all this crap, all this paperwork? How many people are responsible for doing this to tell me, we're going to need more stuff from 21 years ago? Seriously, how do you explain that?
The federal empire keeps records on us from the day we're born.
Yeah, oh, no.
Yet they didn't keep that.
That's right.
Because that would cost them money.
There you go. And by the way, how about screw you? They don't take my freaking word for it. I can show you the scar. I still got freaking tattoos from when they did my 5 weeks of radiation every day, let alone the cancer and the chemo and the surgery. God, screw it. I'm done. That's it. I'm not doing it anymore. Keep your freaking money.
I would ask you to show us those scars, but after
They're down here, baby.
After Nipplegate last week,
down where the prostate is, baby.
We're not going to do that.
346. Well, they're just tattoos. They're not scars. They're just but I've got 5 little dot tattoos so they can line up the radiation machine every day for 5 weeks. Never missed a day of work either, by the way. All right, 346. Kemmer, Pete, and Flounder. Happy Monday. Oh, it's such a wonderful day, and people, and love, and happiness.
The Kimmer Show is only live on XTRA 106.3 every weekday afternoon on your drive home.
I'm serious. If you commit a crime as an illegal sneaker and you commit a crime, how is it possible that they don't put you in jail immediately? You're illegal, oh my God, and then send you back?
You want the answer? It's one word.
Yeah.
Democrats,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
The Kimmer Show, every afternoon from 3 to 6 p.m. on XTRA 106.3 and the XTRA app.
March is the month of marriage, and we're celebrating at Solomon Brothers Jewelers with our annual Marry Me March event. Hi, I'm Jaron Solomon from Solomon Brothers Jewelers, and we are here to help couples tie the knot this month with engagement rings and wedding bands at this year's best prices. All this month, we are offering savings of up to 60% off rings and wedding bands from our top designs like halos, the hidden halo, single shared prong, double shared prong, and every design you can imagine in our store. Choose from our selection of hundreds of beautiful rings in every budget or hand design the ring of their dreams. Remember, no matter the price, you'll find something nice. So don't miss our Marry Me March event going on all this month and save up to 60% off engagement rings and wedding bands. Visit us today in any of our 3 showrooms on Peachtree Road in Buckhead, Old Milton Parkway in Alpharetta, and now in Peachtree City. Or shop online at SolomonBrothers.com or on Instagram at Solomon Brothers.
Hey homeowners, Tug here with some exciting news. Southern Exteriors is your one-stop solution for top-notch exterior services, from roofing to siding, windows, gutters, and more. No more waiting. They can start on your project immediately. And with an in-house warranty division, Southern Exteriors stands by their work for years to come. From leaky roofs to faded siding, trust Southern Exteriors for a quick and lasting transformation. Don't wait. Transform your home today. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co now. Southern Exteriors, quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years.
Join A Second Chance Bail Bond CEO Daniel Madelon and host Tug Coward for a new weekly radio show, Back Your Blue. They will highlight special initiatives, criminal justice programs, and community events aimed at keeping our communities safer. Tune in Saturdays at 10 a.m. to learn some good news about and from the law enforcement and justice communities. Tune in every Saturday at 10 a.m. or find it online at thepodcastpark.com or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
Millions
of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 4 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffer from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. There are lots of competitors that don't have the credentials that I have. When you go to other clinics, you're not going to see a board-certified physician with the experience that I have. When you come to our clinic, you're going to see me. There's just not one therapy that can solve these complex issues. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. Total Body Therapy of Georgia, 404-777-1911, 404-777-1911, online at stopmyed.com.
My name is Jamie High, and I have worked for Bruce Hagen for 14 years. Why do I work for Bruce? Because he truly cares. He cares about me, he cares about my family, and he cares about each and every one of his clients. Family is important to him, and he never makes me choose between my family and work. He values me as an employee, but also as a person. At our firm, we are all family, and I wouldn't want it any other way. I am Jamie, and I've worked for Bruce Hagen for 14 years because he's the best. Hagen-law.com.
There we go. Now we're talking. Little hard rock and roll with Kurt Cobain. 1994, this was the day Kurt rushed to the hospital overdosing on alcohol and drugs in Rome during a European tour, Nirvana. He had taken 50 or 60 pills of Rohypnol mixed with champagne. And the rumors on the internet in 1994 claimed he was dead. Why the hell would he take 50 pills of Rohypnol? The date rape drug for himself?
He was depressed and probably trying to kill himself.
God, I guess. Kurt Cobain, 94. You want to play a little bit of this, Flounder? We'll play a little music here. Just depressing. And I've heard this song. What's the name of this one?
Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Oh, that's right. Teen Spirit, yeah. It's just so freaking depressing.
Yeah.
Huh?
Big fan of the song.
No, I know. Everybody knows the song. Just the name Smells Like Teen Spirit. Hell, Wayne No Offense used to have play this and talk about this all the time.
It's one of the greatest rock songs of all time.
Well, it's
top 100.
Hugely popular. Our birthday list, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. How's it going? It's 351. Paula Prentice, 86. The Stepford Wives and Saturday the 14th. I don't know what that is. Stepford Wives. And she was big, real huge back in the 60s, 70s, married to that other actor.
Richard.
Yeah.
What was his name?
I'm trying to remember his last name. I almost had it.
Portnoy's Complaint.
Yeah, Portnoy's Complaint. Yeah. Which, by the way, was a very funny book. I think I read the book before. I don't think I ever saw the book. Anyway, on this day in history, here we go. 1861. The Confederate States of America officially adopted as their flag the Stars and Bars.
Wait a minute. Stars and Bars was the Army's flag.
It says here they adopted the Stars and Bars, mister. I'm just going to have to go with what I wrote down.
Okay.
Well, now it says Stars and Bars, 1861, Confederate States of America. And I looked it up last night. One of the last things I did before I went to bed. Okay, last thing on the wrapping thing. The VA thing, and again, there are wonderful people, and I'm sure all the veterans are going to get in touch with me later saying, oh, Miss So-and-so. Rita is a wonderful woman, takes care of filling out forms, stuff like that. But it's not them, it's the VA. If the VA keeps saying, well, we need this, they're just doing it for the effort. And, keep your lousy $200 a month. I never should have done it in the first place. It's not like I ever thought I deserved anything. I wanted to go, I volunteered to go, I re-enlisted to go, I did everything happened, and that was a ball game. So anything after that, I really don't care. I didn't want anything. I was kind of urged into it. So it's not like, so I'm out of it. I forget the whole wish I'd never freaking done it. But the one thing that makes me mad is that all of a sudden now we keep hearing about, the latest thing is that President Turdface wants to now forgive more college loans of $180,000 for somebody who studied gender studies and refused to honor their deal. And he's going to take care of those, but he can't take care of a couple of $100 a month for something that someone actually deserves. Never mind. They kiss my ass. Honest to God, I just hate it. It's just wrong.
Tom wants to talk to you about it.
Tom, I'm sorry. I shouldn't even have said anything because I didn't want to start anything. It's my own personal problem. I never should have done it. Never should have gotten involved. And again, if you think twice about when your son's ready to go in the military until they change everything. I'm sorry, Tom. I've one more thing to say. Did you see even over the weekend again? They showed that freaking spokesman for the military for the United Nations or Ukraine or someplace who's a guy wearing a dress. And that's your military spokesman for the United States military. Their spokesman is a guy wearing a dress pretending to be a girl. Anyway, sorry, Tom, you're on the radio, man. What do you think?
Okay, let me just offer you something that may help. I doubt it, but years ago I had problems. I needed my DD. Was it 214?
214 and discharge papers,
and,
yeah. I've got all that stuff, yeah.
And I called the VA or whoever it was, and they told me I need to know what date I was discharged. I couldn't remember. It was late December. And
I don't remember the exact date myself.
So I said that, I called my congressman. Back then it was Buddy Darling. I used to live in Marietta. Yeah. And within a week, I had my DD-214, so I just thought maybe you just give all that information to your congressman and see what happens.
Yeah. No, Tom, thanks, man. And Semper Fi, welcome home, and I appreciate it. Again, I want to...
Who's your congressman?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter. 355.
You don't know who your congressman is?
I have no idea.
You know, it's sad. Since I moved, I don't know either.
Well, there you go. But you want to hear a funny story? I swear to we've got to get to the news of the Supreme Court and stuff. But where's my story? Here it is. This is hysterical. My congressperson was that disgusting Lucy McBath, that fraud, skanky little. She's the one who she was so mad at things I said about her. Lucy McBath called the president of the broadcasting company I was working for several years ago and had me suspended and taken off the air. Yeah. Lucy McBath. That's Lucy McBath. She didn't like what a broadcasting talk show host said about her, and so she got to the company president, not here, thank God, it was Cumulus, and suspended me and docked me out. It was a nightmare. Okay, speaking of Congress, they finally put her in another district. Are you ready for this, Pete Davis? Your former congressman, Hank Johnson.
The anchor.
Yep, Hank Johnson, the 4th District Congressman, has a 9-term Democratic congressman, 4th Georgia, loves music and genres of all kinds, played the drums for the bands in grade school and college and so forth. Hank Johnson. He's a guy who was lamenting the fact that it's hard to find helium because balloons need to have helium for clowns to have parties. And by the way, they found a new source of helium in Minnesota, apparently. Now everybody's all excited about it. Yeah, they found a new source.
That's a lot of money.
Which is big. It just broke over the weekend. I think it was in Minnesota. They found a whole layer of helium gas someplace. But anyway, so Hank Johnson, a big helium fan, he now is proposing a bill, an act of Congress, to make sure that, the culture, when it comes to black music and hip hop, he wants to make sure that the music enhances our culture and that they no longer will be able to use record comments of hip-hop and black artists in a court of law. Because he wants to make it illegal for lyrics to be cited in federal cases involving music. Because, of course, in a racketeering case, if they says, the lyrics are, I'm going to kill that bitch over and over, and I'm going to do it tomorrow, I'm going to kill that bitch over and over, and then sure enough, he kills the bitch, chances are you could use the music to say, well, he was asking for it, Your Honor, you know what I mean? So Hank Johnson actually wants to have a bill in Congress to prevent rap songs from being used in court. That's what he's accomplished in 18 years of Congress.
Well, he did get what's-her-face kicked out.
That's McKinney?
McKinney. He did beat
Oh, my God. But can you believe? I mean, here we go. Anyway, funny. Okay, God, 358. I can't believe it. I blew the whole thing.
Kristen says, Lucy McBath is now my congressperson, but I guess I deserve that for making that gif of you.
Oh, yeah, and Kristen, thanks a lot. The whole freaking world's now laughing. Who the hell's that idiot on TV, on YouTube over there? Oh, my God. Yeah, that was Kristen. I saw that. Yeah, thank you very much. Oh, my poor children. I'm going to have a GoFundMe for their psychological support or for their own psychologist to follow them around for a couple of years to live this down. Dear Lord. All right, hold everything. I promise we have actual newsy stuff on the Supreme Court. And even the dumb ones had to vote for it. Even it went to 9-0, which was great, about whether Donald Trump can be kept off the ballot. Of course he couldn't be kept off the ballot. No. I mean, everybody knew that. And again, even the 5 is saying, well, it was the right thing, even though he's a jerk. So hard to believe. But even the 2 dumb ones, even the double check mark, the one who is not a biologist, the double check mark with a not a biology major, she voted for it too. And the other dumb one, I can't remember whether it's Kagan or Sotomayor is the dumb.
Sotomayor.
Sotomayor is the other dumb one. So the two dumb girls even went along 9-zip. So that's a good sign. You'll hear Donald Trump talking about it. Also, the Secretary of State in Colorado talking about it. And, that snotty little backstabbing little liar, Jamie Weasel face of the Democrats going to be talking about it, too. It's all coming up. And Keith Olbermann wants to erase the whole... you wouldn't even believe this. Coming up almost 4 o'clock. Holy smokes with a Give Repeat and Flounder on your Monday. Look out.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. This hour is presented by Atlanta's Safe House.
The Biden campaign isn't impressed. Lisa Brady, Fox News, just out with a statement on the former president's reaction to a Supreme Court ruling that lets him remain on primary ballots in states that tried to use the Constitution's insurrection clause to remove him.
Essentially, you cannot take somebody out of a race because an opponent would like to have it that way.
Former President Trump characterizing those state efforts as part of a broader attempt to interfere in this year's election. The Biden-Harris campaign calls today's remarks chaotic musings that remind the American people why they voted him out of office. Nikki Haley says her goal is to stay competitive without saying exactly what that means for tomorrow's results on Super Tuesday.
Millions of people will vote tomorrow, and they're going to have their voices heard. This is not an anti-Trump movement. This is a pro-American movement.
16 states have primaries tomorrow after today's North Dakota caucuses. Right now, Haley has 43 delegates after winning her first primary in Washington, D.C. over the weekend. Former President Trump has 244 and hopes to clinch the Republican nomination as soon as next week. An Air National Guardsman admits to leaking classified documents on a social media site.
22-year-old Jack Teixeira changed his plea to guilty today in a Massachusetts federal courtroom. That is to 6 counts of willful retention and transmission of national defense information under the Espionage Act. Massachusetts U.S. Attorney Joshua Levy spoke after court.
Some of the information Mr. Teixeira posted was about troop movements in Ukraine. He also posted information about a U.S. adversary's plans to harm U.S. forces serving abroad, a particularly despicable act.
Teixeira posted on a social media site for gamers called Discord. Prosecutors said his motive appeared to be to show off his access.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. Prosecutors plan to seek 17 years in prison when Teixeira is sentenced in September. The Dow down 97 points at the bell. America is listening to Fox News.
Jessica, this is the happiest day of my life. Right up there with the day I bought my RV and insured it with Progressive. Man, I love that thing. There are a million fish in the sea, which I'm reminded of every time I bring my RV to the lake, but I vow to love and cherish you just as much as I cherish campsites with full electric and water hookups. I'm so sorry.
Protect your beloved with an RV policy from Progressive. Take as little as 4 minutes to see what you could save at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Federal authorities are now pressuring banks to spy on the transactions of conservatives. Hi, I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and this is yet another reason why you need a physical gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. To find out more, text the word PROTECT to 989898 to get your free info kit on gold IRAs. Secure your IRA or 401k right now. Text PROTECT to 989898 to request your free info kit.
Message and data rates may apply.
Paid for by Birch Gold Group.
What a talent. What a beauty. Dancing that little video with the little colored socks on, like a naughty little minx that you are. Whitney Houston. What a shame. Way too young. Sing a little here, Whitney, and then we'll talk about you. Here we go. Bam, bam. Dun, 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 dun. Love this girl's song. Whitney Houston, Bobby Brown, on this day, 1993, became parents. Whitney gave birth to a baby girl, Bobby Christina Houston Brown. Bobby went on to become a reality television and media personality, singer, and actress. And she died in hospice care July 26, 2015. She was 22 years old. And we remember, found face down in a bathtub in her home here in Georgia, later placed into a medically induced coma, dead in a bathtub just like her mother. And did anyone ever figure out if it was a suicide to be like mom kind of a thing? Or I don't even want to think about it. What a horrible situation. Just terrible. Let's see. Birthday list includes McKelty Williamson, 67. He played Bubba in Forrest Gump. And he also had the recurring role on Chicago PD as Denny Woods, Sergeant Voight's ex-partner. And McKelty Williamson in 1998 actually stabbed a guy who was hanging around with his ex-wife. He was acquitted of attempted manslaughter. Well, he should have killed him. He was going to get away with it. Crap. Well, that's my own theory. Yeah. My own history. Let's see. On this day in history, 1998, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that the federal law banning sexual harassment on the job also applied to queers and lesbians and homos, but what about trannies? Seriously, the law on this day in 1998, the Supreme Court said, no, you can't have sexual harassment even if you're both the same sex. It doesn't matter. It isn't like it's just a guy hitting on a girl. It doesn't matter what sex you are or what gender you are, but it didn't mention anything about I wonder if that trannies would be included, I assume.
Probably. Yeah.
Anyway, or it's going to need a whole nother freaking channel anyway, whatever. By the way, the 4 o'clock hour, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how's it going? 405, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 404-741-1230. 741-1230. The 4 o'clock hour brought to you by our good friends at Atlanta Safe House. I should have had my medical records. They have a showroom in Ackworth, and you need a safe. You just don't know it. Don't be like the Kimmer. Be better than the Kimmer. It's so easy. Check them out, Atlanta Safe. Well, it is easier to be better than the Kimmer. Look, you've been listening to me for all this time. Who doesn't know that? Anyway, AtlantaSafeHouse.com. I didn't mean to yell. I'm so sorry. You want to give away tickets? You want to do the Flounder? Any ideas? You want to do anything special or give
them away?
Okay, we have 2 tickets to see Dr. Jordan B. Peterson on the We Who Wrestle with God tour, State Farm Arena, March 15th.
First person who calls, and what's his face in there? Flounder answers the phone. Had a mental break there.
And
tells Flounder.
Yeah, tells him
what country Jordan Peterson's from.
Yeah, there you go. All right, here we go. Dr. Jordan Peterson, We Who Wrestle with God tour, coming to State Farm Arena Friday, March 15th. And you can listen to Morning Extra and yours truly to win tickets all week. Oh, we've given more away this week.
I think it'll go till Wednesday.
Okay, well, we'll find out. Whatever. Anyway, if you want to get them on your own, go to...
Show ends Wednesday.
Oh, there you go. I was a little nervous. So Mr. Dickey walked by the other day with 2 thumbs down after I took that shirt off business.
It was like Caesar.
Yeah, it was, oh my God. 2 thumbs down walking by the window. It's not a good sign. Anyway, so we'll give some.
By the way,
yes.
I was watching, and Flounder can point this out. Flounder, have you finished Percy Jackson yet on the Disney Channel? Have you finished that series?
No, I have not.
Okay, it's 1 season. Hopefully, that's all. It's not as good as the movies version a few years ago, mainly because Alexandra Daddario's not in it. But anyway, I digress. All right, when you think of Zeus, what do you picture?
I think of the picture of the Frederick Douglass face. With a mighty beard and a mighty curly hair.
So he's a black man.
Black man. Kind of a, well, maybe not black, but not white. I mean, he's kind of a...
Zeus being the king of
power and life and...
Greek mythology.
Yeah.
But
Zeus.
You picture him as a black man. Well, that's interesting.
Well, not really as a black man, but of those features. Frederick Douglass, to me, has one of the most amazing faces. You ever seen that portrait of him?
Yes,
oh, my God.
It is.
Well, to me, Zeus looks like that, whether he's black or white, I don't know, but it looks like that kind of a face.
So I'm watching this, and the guy playing Poseidon is Toby Stevens. He's a great actor. He's in Black Sails and the Lost in Space remake and stuff like that. Great actor.
All right.
White guy.
Yeah.
So they get to Zeus on Mount Olympus.
Yeah.
And it's a tall, skinny, bald black guy in a business suit.
No, Zeus? On Mount Olympus?
But it was Lance Reddick The actor, the bald-headed scowl. You know him. He's been in everything. The scowling face.
Oh, I know who you mean.
Yeah.
I know who you mean.
Very intimidating.
Oh,
great actor. He passed away last year. Yeah.
I know who you mean.
Yeah, it's very intimidating.
Yeah.
Lance Reddick.
Yeah.
So it's a great choice when it comes to that. But I never really pictured Zeus, a Greek, as being African American.
No.
Yet there he was.
Well,
but that's funny. The first thing you think, though, was an African American.
But it was only for his features, not his color.
Well, he's black.
Well, okay, but in other words,
that's one of his features.
I know, but it's the fiery eyes and the hair. The hair and the beard. To me, are what I mean. It's just fire.
Morgan Freeman could do that now.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
He could pull that off.
Yeah. So anyway, what's the name of the? Was it
it's Percy Jackson and the Olympians. It's a remake of a movie series from a few years ago.
I don't think I've ever heard of Percy Jackson.
You're kidding.
I'm serious. I don't. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, it launched Mrs. Daddario's
career.
career.
It's you guys and your freaking watch phones, to watch movies on your freaking wristwatch.
Speaking of which,
stupid apps.
Here's a movie you can watch with the young kids, but make sure they're at least, I'd say, 9 years old or older.
Okay.
It came out a year or so ago. Jason Momoa. It's called Slumberland. And it's based on, I don't know if you ever read about this. There was a comic strip in the early 1900s where it's Little Nemo in Slumberland. And there was a kid who would dream at night and go on these fantastic adventures. It was the most intricately drawn comic strip ever. It was amazing. It was huge in the 1910s. It was the people looked forward to it like that and the Cats and Jammer Kids. It was a Sunday color thing. That was the big deal.
Yeah.
And they did a movie. Of course, Nemo's now a girl, not a boy. They had to do that. But it's very nice little movie, and it's very touching at the end. I think you'd like it. I think you'd enjoy it.
What's the name of it?
Slumberland. Basically. Right. And it's not a great movie, but it's pretty good. And if you got kids, 9, 10 years old and older, because, of course, there's a death in the family, as usual, know.
Oh, it reminds me when I took my 2 daughters to go see Bambi because my wife refused to do it. Oh, no, this would be a great time for you and the kids. And, because I'm going to go with a girl, do that. I said, okay, honey. Oh, God, dear Lord. Oh, no, it's going to turn out okay, girls. Really, you're bawling. I'm bawling. They're bawling. Oh, God. Yeah, that was great. You
know what,
man?
I have never seen that movie.
Don't go.
I won't. I won't watch it.
Jeez,
I can't watch it.
I can't.
And when they find out at the end it was Thumper that paid the hunter.
Oh, it's an incredible story. Just an assassin rabbit, killer rabbit.
Well, Monty Python, killer rabbit,
killer rabbit. Poisonous turtles. It could happen to anybody.
Big gnarly.
Let's do a Donald Trump on the Supreme Court ruling. Flounder, have you got one real handy? We'll do that real quick. We haven't done any news things in a while. Plus, we got Flounder's Funnies coming up, too. Anyway, a little Trump thing here. I'm reacting to the court saying he cannot be kept off the ballot.
Founders Funnies?
Flounder's Fly Surface.
Okay.
Well, apparently not.
Hold on real quick.
No, sorry.
No, I got it here. Sorry. I got to restart the computer because it froze.
Oh, it did. Okay. Well, it's
not me this time. Give me 30 seconds.
No, but it would never be your fault. All right, so we're going to hear Donald Trump. You're also going to hear Jenna Hormouth from Colorado, the Secretary of State. And that slimy little Jamie Fanny Face, the Democrat, complaining too. But first,
all right, here we go.
Very important decision. Were very well crafted, and I think it will go a long way toward bringing our country together, which our country needs. And they worked long, they worked hard, and frankly, they worked very quickly on something that will be spoken about 100 years from now and 200 years from now. Extremely important. Essentially, you cannot take somebody out of a race because an opponent would like to have it that way. And it has nothing to do with the fact that it's the leading candidate, whether it was the leading candidate or a candidate that was well down on the totem pole. You cannot take somebody out of a race. The voters can take the person out of the race very quickly, but a court shouldn't be doing that, and the Supreme Court saw that.
Even the 2 dumb ones, including the non-biologist, had to vote 9-0. Had to be clue. How about Jenna Hormouth, the Secretary of State of Colorado, who tried to do the whole thing in the first place, pretending that she had more authority than anybody to convict Donald Trump of an insurrection? Incredible.
A larger reaction is disappointment. I do believe that states should be able, under our Constitution, to bar oath-breaking insurrectionists.
You're an idiot.
Ultimately, this decision leaves open the door for Congress to act to pass authorizing legislation. But we know that Congress is a nearly non-functioning body. So ultimately, it will be up to the American voters to save our democracy in November.
How white of her to let us make the decision.
Well, no, she says she thinks that the states ought to have the right to do this on their own. Well, aren't you special? Ooh. Oh, my God. Isn't that special?
Ask her if the states should go back to, like Bort says, and point the senators. That's just a point the senators.
How about having a little slavery? Have the states decide, let's have some slavery. And in case somebody wants some, maybe just enslave white people this time. You get a nice liberal state to have just white people be enslaved? What a bunch of... I mean, she just says, well, I think we have the right to do it. 9-zip there, diphead. God. Well, we got more coming up to a whole bunch of that stuff. Also, weird reaction. And, we got a million things. Fun. Flounder's Funny Show, I promise, coming up. 14 minutes after 4 with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder.
It's time for the Bortz Report, brought to you by Southern Exteriors, the Southeast's premier home exterior solution. Quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years. Visit southernexteriors.co.
I saw some incredible pictures yesterday of an A380, the double-decker passenger plane, largest in the world. This one is owned privately, and it's been turned into a beautiful flying condo. Just amazing. And then in the comments section, after looking at these pictures and videos, typical liberal mentality surfaced. Progressive mentality. Progress toward what? Anyway, here come the comments. Think of all of the hungry children in Gaza that could have been fed with all of that money. You will only hear a comment like that from people that have no understanding at all of basic economics. You want to feed children? Inside that airplane are leather seats, beautiful seats. The people who raised those cows fed their children with that money. The people who tanned that leather, the people that fashioned that furniture and upholstered it in leather, they fed their children and supported their families with the money they earned. The jet engines, the avionics, the airplane itself, all of the components, all built by people who were earning money, which they used to support their families and feed their children. But no, that's not good enough for the left. These people should not be allowed to own that airplane. You should not be allowed to spend your money on such an extravagance as long as there's a hungry child in Gaza. Fine. Then the people that built that magnificent airplane, they can just go hungry. Then you can put them on the list of people whose children need to be fed with all of that money that wouldn't be earned and wouldn't exist because of the jobs that would be lost while we feed the children. Only in the mind of a leftist progressive libtard. Neil Bortz, XTRA 106.3.
Hey homeowners, Tug here with some exciting news. Southern Exteriors is your one-stop solution for top-notch exterior services, from roofing to siding, windows, gutters, and more. No more waiting. They can start on your project immediately. And with an in-house warranty division, Southern Exteriors stands by their work for years to come. From leaky roofs to faded siding, trust Southern Exteriors for a quick and lasting transformation. Don't wait. Transform your home today. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co now. Southern Exteriors, quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years.
Pack your bags and join the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets football team in Dublin, Ireland as Toby's Leather to kick off the 2024 football season in Dublin. The Aer Lingus College Football Classic will feature your Yellow Jackets versus the Florida State Seminoles in a special Week 0 matchup on August 24th, 2024. Don't miss this unique opportunity to visit one of the world's most popular travel destinations while cheering on the Jackets on a global stage. For travel packages, tickets, and more information, go to gt2ireland.com. Sting 'em.
Join A Second Chance Bail Bond CEO Daniel Madelon and host Tug Coward for a new weekly radio show, Back Your Blue. They will highlight special initiatives, criminal justice programs, and community events aimed at keeping our communities safer. Tune in Saturdays at 10 a.m. to learn some good news about and from the law enforcement and justice communities. Tune in every Saturday at 10 a.m. or find it online at thepodcastpark.com or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
Well, Sally, thank you for your time.
but unfortunately we can't offer you the position.
But why?
Well, we got the results of your background check, and we saw some red flags.
Like what?
Apparently you were accused of dog-napping a Chihuahua named Mr. Cha-Cha.
Mr. Cha-Cha was my soulmate.
At Horizon Background Screening, we find things that other companies don't. That's why companies that use us make smarter hiring decisions. Don't let the wrong hire put your company at risk. Get the real story on your candidates at horizonscreening.com.
1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. We've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at easterseals.com.
Yeah. Frank Zappa. What a weird family. God bless them. 1982, Frank Zappa's son Dweezil and his daughter Moon Unit formed a band called Fred Zeppelin. Their first single was My Mother is a Space Cadet. Okay, that's fine. Let's see. Birthday list includes the lovely Catherine O'Hara, 70 years old today. Eugene Levy's wife, or Levy's on Schitt's Creek. Also the mom in Beetlejuice, Home Alone movies, Cookie and Beston Show, The Tramp. Oh, is that you, Philadelphia? Yeah, was you? Yeah. Oh my God.
Great actress.
Great actress. 70 years old, Catherine O'Hara.
And she was hot back in the 70s.
She was
80s,
definitely a hottie. And on this day in history, in 1908, the New York Board of Education outlawed whipping students. And you can see the result. There are people voting Democrat now.
Bring that back.
Yeah, we got to get some of the old ways. 420. How's
spanking, too.
Well, there you go. They had your spanking today? Didn't you put up a sign there at the
Midtown Music Festival?
Yeah.
Wayne and I had a spanking booth.
Yes.
And it worked.
It was a wonderful booth. From what I heard, I, of course, refused to participate. Anyway, Kira, Pete, and Flounder, how's it going? 421. Here's the number, 404-741-1230, 741-123. 404 area code. And just a quick reactions on the reaction to the Supreme Court decision. How about that Jamie Fartface, that little snotty little snot bag, who's a big, he's as much of a liar as Adam Schiff for brains, and suspected child molester Chuck Schumer from New York. Jamie, the rascal, complaining about the Supreme Court doing the right thing here.
I am working with a number of my colleagues, including Debbie Wasserman Schultz and Eric Swalwell, to revive legislation that we had to set up a process by which we could determine that someone who committed insurrection is disqualified by Section 3 of the 14th Amendment. And the House of Representatives already impeached Donald Trump for participating in insurrection by inciting it. So the House has already pronounced upon that. And
I mean, it's just, here they go. And again, even the two stupid ones, the woman who doesn't know what a woman is because she's not a biologist, the double checkmark SCOTUS girl, even said, obviously, you can't just say you can't run. I mean, come on, my God.
You have to be convicted of an insurrection.
Yeah, and there's got to be a law. If there's no law, Congress would have to put a law on the books allowing that kind. I mean, it's not there. You can't just make it up. Some Secretary of State said, well, I think he's guilty of insurrection, so I'm keeping him off the ballot.
Well, Obama calls that rule of law is out the window. It's rule of man. It's whatever we feel like.
That's right. And the idiot, in fact, we had kind of a little argument about this. The idiot so-called political commentator Keith Olbermann, who used to be a sports guy and then was a commentary guy. He's been fired every job he's ever had. But he's still well known. I mean, he's out there somehow. And
he's unemployed.
He's basically, but I don't know whether he's doing a podcast or he's America's guest or I don't know what he does. But he's out there again. Now he's come forward and reacting on a different case the Supreme Court just ruled on. And now Keith Olbermann says it's become necessary now to completely dissolve the United States Supreme Court.
Dissolve.
Just don't have it anymore.
I don't like it.
A few reactions. Gee golly, that might alienate a few groups or individuals. So red states should just ignore the rulings and force gay marriage and abortions upon them? How's that going to work? Oh, Alabama starts outlawing gay marriage again. You'll be cool with that because SCOTUS can't enforce it. You need to think things through, dude. I mean, what an idiot. Just dissolve the court because it doesn't.
Because he doesn't like it.
By the way, there's a Doonesbury, as you know,
they're still around. Speaking of Keith Olbermann being out of it.
I know. Well, he does a Sunday. I think he's in. He may still be in the daily papers, but it's a review from 20 years ago, whatever. It's back when they were doing his tanning guy, what's his name? But there's Gary Trudeau does a fairly updated Sunday color comic strip thing, and I have one in my hand, and this is an amazing ending to me. I couldn't believe it, even Gary Trudeau. Okay, the picture is families driving in a car. Mom and dad driving, mom sitting in front seat, kid in the back. Okay?
We need music for when he reads the comics to us. Is there any kind of music, theme from a summer place or something?
I beg your pardon. Oh, theme from a summer place.
When Mayor Fiorello LaGuardia reads us the comic strips.
Would do every weekend, he would read the comics. And theme from a summer place.
That was the 1930s.
Happened to be the favorite song of the woman who died in my arms. Thank you very much. Let's play that. Okay, so mom and dad in the car driving and a little kid in the back seat, okay? There's the thing. All right, mom, the little girl daughter says, Daddy, why doesn't Trump ever go to church? Daddy, he doesn't need to, sweetheart. He was sent by God. Little kid, but why would God send someone so selfish and mean? And who lies and cheats, stuff we get punished for? Mom, no one's perfect. Kiddo, God sent us a flawed messenger to remind us of our own sins. Kid, but then what's the difference between Trump and someone Satan would send? Father goes, Mom says, well, Satan's guy would be 3 years older, honey. Dad, and he'd over-rely on teleprompters. Doonesbury saying Satan would send an even older guy who relies on teleprompters? Satan sent Joe Biden? Holy crap.
Maybe Trudeau's trying to get into heaven here at the end.
Oh, my God. I mean, seriously, Gary Trudeau? Satan would send an older... Oh, my God. I couldn't believe it. Now, the world's not going to change, but still, I mean, this is... I still say, I can't believe they're going to let him run. Something's going to happen. They can't let this guy do. How could he beat?
Oprah's going to jump in at the last second.
You just said that a while ago. Where did that pop up on social media?
In my head.
Oh, I was going to say. Well,
Zora Michelle.
Oh, this is so freaking scary. It's so freaking scary.
Well, okay, I read something this morning, though, that makes me think the Democrats are running him because they're not so concerned about losing this time. Because, first of all,
about the House and Senate,
is there anybody in the Republican wings for next time besides DeSantis or Haley?
Yeah.
They think they can beat them. Plus, all the economists, and this is more than one, is saying everything's going to go to crap next year economically.
Going to be screwed, yeah.
The trillions of dollars are just going to come home the roost.
They're going to inherit a mess.
And the economy is going to tank next year.
Well,
that's what they're claiming.
I wouldn't doubt it. Well, look what they've done. They've set us up. They've canceled the pipelines and the cost of everything. I mean, how they possibly going to fix that?
They don't put anything past Wall Street to tank the economy to get who they want elected.
And also, well, in fact,
they did it before 2008, 2009. They killed the economy and got Obama elected.
Well, in fact,
and what did he do when he got in there? He hired everybody from Goldman Sachs.
Yeah,
in his administration.
Yep,
the most ever.
And I will also tell you, they did it in 1841.
What was
made a president? I've got it coming up in
Wall
history.
Street's done it before.
1841.
And Gary wants to talk to you.
Gary, you're on the radio, man. How's it going? Welcome aboard. What's up?
Hey, Kimmery, you brought up Schumer today, and I don't know whether you guys have ever commented on this, but I just wanted to make everybody aware.
Yeah.
Chuck Schumer's ancestors are from the Ukraine, and he pushes awful hard in Congress, for them to spend a lot of money over there, I don't know whether that's a conflict of interest or not, but anyhow, I just wanted to pass it on.
I appreciate it very much. There you go. Again, more information you have, the more able you are to make a decision based on what you know.
Ashkenazi Jewish, probably from Eastern Europe. I think that's. I got 1%, so I think that's what I have.
Really? Yeah. My Peter's son SON is all. I think
you're all Vikings.
Yeah, Swedish, German.
My mother's are Vikings. She was from the what are they called? The Normans that were Vikings who moved to France and then invaded England and won. So, definite Vikings.
Outstanding. 428, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. How would you like this to happen? And this is happening more and more. And now it's hitting Georgia, DeKalb County. A guy named Paul Callens. He refurbished a home that was left to him when his dad died a couple of years ago. And he posted an ad in the paper, online actually, in hopes of finding a tenant for the property. Then when he showed up to take care of his house, he realized that squatters had taken over, broken into the home, changed the locks, and locked him out of his own house. 2 men and a woman are now living in that home illegally. The problem, they brought a U-Haul, moved all their stuff in, and the guy says, I can't do anything.
Why can't you break into your own house?
Well, you'd be breaking...
They can't arrest you for breaking into your own house?
Well, he has to file. He called the cops. They said, it's a civil matter. This is what happens.
Go in there and beat the hell out of them.
Well, they're going to change it, but what happens is the cops say it's a civil matter. It's a long and tedious process. He has to file an affidavit of intruder notice in court, have it signed by a judge, have the county sheriff office have the squatters evicted, which usually takes about 90 days.
Well, why don't you break into your own house and make life so miserable for them? You don't hurt them. You just make life miserable for them that they have to leave.
Well, a new law is going to allow police to arrest squatters for trespassing and making a fake lease felony. Is close to passing in the General Assembly. What I don't understand is, if they have a right to break into a house and pretend it's theirs, then why don't you have the right to break into the house, beat the crap out of them, throw them outside, and then it's yours again?
Right. I was thinking earlier, I'd find a local biker gang.
Yeah.
So catch them outside of the house sometime.
Hey, inside they're hiding your meth.
Or SWAT them.
Yeah.
Said that I just saw him give an anonymous 911 call. Say they just sold drugs to a teenager.
Yeah, but then you'd get in trouble because
that's anonymous. They never catch you.
Well, if you could do it. But anyway, I guarantee you. And by the way, people have actually lost their incomes. They've declared bankruptcy from home they had, and that was all they had, and they lost it.
I'd love one of these squatters do that to a mob-owned house, like from Sopranos or something. Like Paulie Walnut shows up one day and someone's squatting in his house. What do you think happens to them?
I'm going to put this up your butt and pull the trigger until the bullets come out of your eyes. Okay, you got me. Adios. Let me pack my stuff.
They wouldn't put up with it.
No way. I wouldn't put up with it. I'd be in jail, I guarantee you, and I'd really have a jury of 12 saying they broke into my house.
I can see him trying to get the key in, Paulie Walnuts, and it not working. The door opened up going, this is our house now.
Oh, be very careful, my friend. 431, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder.
Atlanta radio legends collide on XTRA 106.3. The legend Neil Bortz is live every week with Atlanta legend The Kimmer. Because when you get these two guys together, who knows where we'll end up?
I am shocked. Well, not that shocked.
The Kimmer is live on your drive home every weekday afternoon from 3 to 6. And now Neil Bortz joins this show every week. And if you miss it, catch up anytime on the XTRA 106.3 app.
What's your retirement plan? Master Plan Retirement Consultants specialize in constructing plans designed to meet the challenges you could face over the course of a retirement. As holistic retirement planners, we cover tax, income, Social Security, legacy, healthcare, and long-term care planning. Our strategies are designed to maximize your retirement savings and income while minimizing taxes and protecting your assets from forces that could disrupt your retirement, providing peace of mind. A fiduciary advisory firm, Master Plan Retirement, works with you to create the potential for a sustainable retirement retirement and a legacy to be remembered. Join us on our weekly radio show, Retirement Roadmap, every Saturday at 12 p.m. on XTRA 106.3 as we discuss retirement topics for today's financial environment. Episodes can also be found on YouTube and on your podcast platform. Find us at masterplanretire.com to schedule your complimentary consultation. Master Plan Retirement Consultants. Plan well and prosper.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Hey Atlanta, it's Ben, host of the Weekend Ben Burnett Show, proudly brought to you by Peach State Pride. Each and every weekend, we bring you all the issues going on around the globe and what America's ultimate role is in order to drive our agenda forward as conservatives. And if you ever miss an episode, you can download everything I've ever done on Apple, Spotify, or you can go to the podcast park. See you around, Atlanta.
What are your plans for your business this year? Hey, it's Tug. Do you want to expand and grow? Aren't you exhausted by going to lenders, building a relationship, and a week later, you got a new person to deal with? You have to start all over again? You don't have that with First Liberty Building and Loan. The Frost family has been helping businesses grow since the 90s, and they want to know you. Unlike big banks, they want to partner with you. The Frost family knows the patterns. They know the ebbs and flows. They know business. Get to know them at firstlibertyga.com. Building a building, buying a franchise, expanding. Reach out to them. Spend 10 minutes with them. See if you're a fit for them and if they're a fit for you. You do that at firstlibertyga.com. And by the way, if you're a young banker and want to work with a team that is faith-friendly and has a culture of excellence, First Liberty might be a good match. Reach out to them today. First Liberty Building and Loan. firstlibertyga.com. That's firstlibertyga.com.
I think it's time to get rid of that old, ugly garage door.
Get rid of it? All it needs is a quick repair. Where's my duct tape and WD-40?
This is Dan Watkins with All Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors, and let us be the ones to tell you if you need a repair or a replacement. If you have a wooden or uninsulated steel door, a replacement will always pay for itself with energy savings. But if your door is insulated and not very old, put down the duct tape and let us come out to service your door the right way. Head to allfourseasonsgarages.com or give us a call today.
Here we go. I love ABBA.
Said the homosexual.
A skunk smells his own hole first. That's what my mother used to say.
Mine has a hit dog always hollers.
There you go.
That's what we say. Who passed the gas?
Yeah.
And she go, hit dog always hollers.
Well, there you go. You step on a frog. 4:35 with ABBA. Waterloo. ABBA released Waterloo on this day in 1974. The first single from their second album, the first single to be credited to the group performing under the name ABBA. It later became the winning entry for Sweden in their song contest, #1 hit in several countries. Top 10 in America, went on to sell 6 million copies, one of the best-selling singles in history. And ABBA, I got a bunch of their songs on my Magic Music stick
I
here.
bet.
I lost my history thing. Hold on, I'm going to get back on my phone. On the birthdays list includes today, now I don't know this girl, but you may because of the show I'm talking about. Margot Harshman is 38. Margot Harshman played McGee's paralyzed wife, Delilah, on NCIS. Never seen the show. I know of it. Never seen it. You also may know her as Sheldon's cute assistant, Alex, on The Big Bang Theory. The one he harassed because of her crush on Leonard. Again, I don't remember who that is.
Don't remember that either.
Margot Harshman, 38. Anyway, that's the girl there. Also, in this day and oh, God, we were in town again. Run, stink, frinker. There we go. And this I mentioned earlier, I kind of teased the history thing today. Well, and this is kind of a long story, so I'll try to just sort of ad-lib around telling the highlights. America's first manufactured candidate. This day, 1841. His name was William Henry Harrison. He was an aristocrat from Virginia. However, the leaders of the country politically wanted to make him into a hero to take over politics. He served as a general in the War of 1812 and against the Tecumseh Indian Confederation fights, but he didn't do much in the decades since then. It was a long time ago. That was 1812.
Wasn't that Tippecanoe and Tyler too? Sorry.
Well, now I'm not going to tell the story.
Sorry. My bad. Sorry. You were talking about Wall Street. I was expecting a Wall Street thing.
Oh, Mr. Smarty Pants over here said, I know the answer to that. Let me go ahead and tell you the story before you have to tell the story. Then you want to tell a story.
You talked about Wall Street.
Dirty
you
bastards
weren't talking
all the time
about
I spend coming up with...
Sorry.
Okay, the Whig Party.
Feel bad.
Well, I don't think I want to do it anymore. The Whig Party, it says 1841, 30 years after he was a warrior with the General of the War. The Whig Party wanted to create their own image of the guy, so they pretended he was a legend and a folk hero at the Battle of Tippecanoe, even though he really didn't do much at that time. Anyway, his running mate was John Tyler. And it was the longest, most excruciating, boring inaugural address ever delivered. Now, you recall, because of the Battle of Tippecanoe, that's how they got Tippecanoe and Tyler, too. Tyler was his running mate. Okay, that's the thing. Now, unfortunately, he didn't have much to say for 30 years after he was supposedly a soldier. On his inauguration day, it was the longest, most horrible inauguration address in history. Obviously, I'm not going to read it to you, but here's the first sentence. The first sentence. Called from a retirement which I supposed was to continue for the residue of my life to fill the chief executive office of this great and free nation. I appear before you, fellow citizens, to take the oath which the Constitution prescribes as a necessary qualification for the performance of its duties, and in obedience to a custom coeval with our government and what I believe to be your expectations, I proceed to present to you a summary of the principles which will govern me in the discharge of the duties which I shall be called upon to perform. That's the first sentence.
2 duties.
It went over 2 hours. Yeah. He talked about ancient Rome. Thank God it was edited by Daniel Webster. It would have been 4 hours. Yeah. Daniel Webster of the Dictionary Webster. Anyway, he boasted he had killed 17 Roman proconsuls as deeds, as smelts dead every one of them. As much of an ordeal, never-ending address, he proved fatal to him. He had here's the end of it. William Henry Harrison had delivered his address in the shivering, sub-freezing temperatures on this day in March of that day for the address in 1841 without wearing a coat. He got a cold. He got pneumonia. A few weeks later, he was the first United States president to die in office, bored to death and sick from the cold in his 2-hour address in the middle of the week. Oh
30 days, I think.
Yeah.
And he died.
Oh, my Lord.
Let's follow that up with a shout-out here.
Let's do a shout-out, shall we?
Cindy has been a big fan of the show and a big supporter. She's on YouTube all the time.
We love Cindy.
Watches us on YouTube. Yep. And she's been helping us out with the taxes the last few years.
We love Cindy.
And we plugged this before. By God, we're going to plug it again. She invented shark slippers, like cushy slippers to walk around. They're heated. You recharge them, and then you walk around the house with hot feet because it's nice and warm. It's nice.
And they're called
rechargeable heated shark slippers for men, women, and kids. And you get them on Amazon. It's called Jokari, Jokari, and you get them on Amazon.com. They're water resistant and non-slip. They're electric slippers, basically, to keep your feetsies warm. And they look like sharks.
Yeah,
they're pretty
look
cute.
Like sharks. They're weird. They're weird and cool and cute. And you're like, anyway, just
check them out.
We want to thank her because of she's been good to us.
Out
and we
with
want
the
to help
taxes,
her out. By the way, you heard from Bill Sheehan, my buddy, the guy, my most generous, wonderful sportsman, had me over to watch the Masters on
the one you
Saturday.
screwed over.
The one I screwed over. I screwed over the man. I treated him like crap, and he treated me like a king. So it's just typical of the Peterson family. Anyway, Bill Sheehan was talking about military heroes. We mentioned who's the latest military hero? War hero. Who's a war hero? And he said Doolittle. Jimmy Doolittle.
Yeah. Took off with B-17 from an aircraft carrier and bombed Tokyo, which scared the crap out of them. They thought they were untouchable.
That's right. And
most of those guys died. Either they crashed in the Sea of Japan, or they crashed in China, or they got caught when they landed. Very few of them survived.
Yeah, it was almost. It wasn't literally a suicide mission, but damn near. Yeah. I mean, and they knew that it might be a suicide mission, but it was worth it. Again, talk about the sacrifice. Anyway.
Except for Dwight D. Eisenhower, that slacker sat back in his little lounge chair
he had a
in
honey.
England.
Well, he also had a little mistress over there for like 4.
Didn't he deserve one?
I say yes. Pete. He deserved to have a miss. All you military guys, if you're a general running a war, you ought to have at least one girlfriend.
I agree.
What the hell?
And if they look like Victoria Tennant, the actress who played her in the Winds of War.
Yeah, she was pretty good in that Steve Martin movie, too.
Yes.
Where, did he marry? He's married to her.
No, he was married to her.
Ah, so she's available.
Time ago.
Sorry, no blondes. 442.
L.A. Story, I think. Was
L.A. Story. That was a funny movie. He was played a weatherman. And the
San Diego.
It's sunny tomorrow and today. Good night, everybody. You know.
And the thing is, he took off.
Yeah.
And that was some hurricane hit or something in San Diego the weekend.
They would have people driving from one house to another next door. They'd get in their car to drive 9 feet.
Oh, the best was the ATM. There'd be a line of people for the ATM and a line of robbers.
I'm your robber this evening. Hand over your watch. Thank you, sir. Have a nice day. L.A. Story. Very funny story. By the way, Kristen, we mentioned Kristen the other day. And by the way, we're doing newsy. We got a lot of newsy stuff. I don't even know what a GIF is. I don't know what it stands for.
Graphic Information Fun Time, something like that it stands for.
It was Girl Eye. Fondle.
No. It's for graphic something.
Now, I don't. But what does that mean? If it's a GIF, it does what?
Okay. If you want to put a photo, you put a pic on there. You just look at the pic, right? It's just a pic.
I think that's what you put on for me of me about to take. I think with my shirt on.
Something like that. Yeah. But a GIF moves. It's like a small 1 or 2 second film.
Oh.
It goes. There's a little movement going on. Yeah.
All right, but so that's what the whole world now can see the Kimmer with his shirt off there.
Yeah, basically. Everybody, in fact, they put chicken heads on your
I saw the chicken head boot. Now, really, people.
I think you can do better than that, people, is what I'm saying. The internet's forever, baby. Who's on the phone? George?
Is it John? And he's got an update on the Doolittle parade you guys were talking about.
Oh, cool. All right. John, you're right. George, say George?
John,
you're on the radio, man. What's up? Yes, sir.
It's John, the guy with the guitar.
Yeah, John. What's up, man?
They were B-25s in the Doolittle raid.
Sorry.
Yes, sir.
Involved in.
Oh, we lost you, John. I'm sorry. Say the B-25s, and then we lost you. Yes, sir. Please say again.
The B-25, and then there were only 4 men killed. Or 3 men killed in the raid, and then 8 were captured, and 4 more died in captivity. So only a total of 7 guys out of the 80 died from the raid.
Wow.
Yeah, so basically I lied about the whole thing.
Can you imagine? And they must have known. I mean, can you imagine? Again, this kind of thing had never been done, and there was no, they know they probably might not have enough fuel and everything. I mean, it's just can imagine those guys were heroes to do that at the risk of their own lives for sure. Scared to death.
Well, it was possibilities, but of course they had to launch several hundred miles early because a Jap picket ship had seen them hitting that. So they had to launch.
Wow.
And therefore they didn't have quite the range to get to the Chinese airfields they wanted to land at. And several had to ditch or crash land.
Wow. Yeah. Hey, thanks, man. I really appreciate it.
Japanese people were told by the emperor that they were untouchable, that America couldn't get there. And right after Pearl Harbor, here comes planes bombing Tokyo. I mean, it scared the hell out of them.
Yeah. This is GI Day. I'm mentioning this thing for the camera. And Pete and Fluff.
Are you considered a GI? As a Marine?
Well,
or is that just Army?
Well, it used to be. Well, I think General GI used. Well, I don't even know what it stands for. General Inductee, maybe. I'm trying to remember what the hell GI stands for.
I have to look it up.
I think it's a General Inductee, which would be someone who joins or is drafted into the facility.
It's gastrointestinal.
I should have known that because I had that whole thing there for a while.
So did I.
I wonder what GI stands for. Isn't that stupid? I don't know. I can't. If I knew, I don't remember.
Okay,
I think it's like General Inductee or General.
It says, oh my God, it says everything about it, but it says exactly what the hell it means.
A government issue, I think, is one general thing. If it's a GI, government issue one.
Government issue.
Yeah, government issue. And I think that's anything you get in the military is a government issue.
Or galvanized iron.
Yeah, I don't think that's quite it. Anyway, it is GI Day. And so thank you for your service, all you GIs. And again, if you, they call the other thing. Well, it's kind of funny because if you say the Marines would something and those soldiers did so and so, well, a Marine is not a soldier. A soldier, a Marine, I guess, is a soldiering person, but a Marine is a Marine. It's kind of different. I don't think you call Marines a soldier. You call Marines a Marine.
Someone also just called and said it's general infantry.
Oh, really?
Well, that makes more sense.
That could be it. Again, I don't know. I'll believe that. I'll take that.
You probably didn't think he was a hero either because he was a general.
Oh, my God, man. Gosh, yeah. Next thing you know, they're going to name a sandwich after. Oh, wait. 447, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder.
An Eisenhower sandwich? Oh, hero sandwich.
An Eisenhower sandwich, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, look like one of those Eisenhower sandwiches. You hold the mayo.
There's no crown on there.
Start your day the right way with Tug, Rhino, and Los on the Morning Extra.
Rhino, born and raised up in New York.
Yeah, born in Queens.
And is a new son of the South. He was tired of paying them taxes.
Tired of it.
Tired of the nonsense.
Can't drink a big gulp. I want 64 ounces of soda and I want to get fat, so be it.
That's
Give me all that sugar.
Let me be.
The Morning Extra, 6 to 10 a.m. every weekday morning on XTRA 106.3 FM and the XTRA app.
Hey homeowners, Tug here with some exciting news. Southern Exteriors is your one-stop solution for top-notch exterior services, from roofing to siding, windows, gutters, and more. No more waiting. They can start on your project immediately. And with an in-house warranty division, Southern Exteriors stands by their work for years to come. From leaky roofs to faded siding, trust Southern Exteriors for a quick and lasting transformation. Don't wait. Transform your home today. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co now. Southern Exteriors, quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years.
Hey there, it's Janelle King, host of The Janelle King Show, right here on XTRA 106.3 FM, where we are unafraid and unapologetic. We explore the topics that matter the most. You can catch us on Saturdays at 4 p.m. and encore episode on Sundays at 9 a.m. And catch up on past episodes by going to the podcast park right here at XTRA 106.3 or wherever you get your podcast every single Tuesday. Until then, stay unafraid, stay unapologetic, and never stop seeking the truth.
Jordan B. Peterson, We Who Wrestle with God Tour.
If you say the truth and nothing else, you'll have an immense adventure as a consequence. You won't know what's going to happen to you, but the truth will reveal the world the way it's intended to be revealed, and the consequence for you will be that you'll have the adventure of your life.
Jordan B. Peterson, live at State Farm Arena, Friday, March 15th. Get tickets now at livenation.com.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 4 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffer from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. There are lots of competitors that don't have the credentials that I have. When you go to other clinics, you're not going to see a board-certified physician with the experience that I have. When you come to our clinic, you're going to see me. There's just not one therapy that can solve these complex issues. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. Total Body Therapy of Georgia, 404-777-1911, 404-777-1911, online at stopmyed.com.
Join A Second Chance Bail Bond CEO Daniel Madelon and host Tug Coward for a new weekly radio show, Back Your Blue. They will highlight special initiatives, criminal justice programs, and community events aimed at keeping our communities safer. Tune in Saturdays at 11 a.m. to learn some good news about and from the law enforcement and justice communities. Tune in on Saturday or find it online at thepodcastpark.com.
No one plans on going to jail, but when it happens, it's important that you know who to call. Call A Second Chance Bail Bonds, where we believe everyone deserves a second chance. Whether your loved one's been arrested in Cherokee, Clayton, or any of the other metro Atlanta counties in between, A Second Chance Bail Bonds works fast to help expedite release within hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 770-627-3235 or online at atlbail.com.
Now we're talking. Look out. Every new day. Rolling Stones, 1967 this day, went to number 1 with Ruby Tuesday, the group's 4th American number 1 single. Let's Spend the Night Together was originally the A-side, but other radio stations banned it because spending the night together would be bad back in 1967. So Tuesday became the A-side with the Rolling Stones. 96. It's a pretty song.
It is. Nice.
It's nice. Birthday list includes Chaz Bono, Sonny and Cher's kid. Used to be a boy. No, used to be a girl. Now she's a boy.
Yeah, right.
And I don't know whether she eliminated her dingly-dangly. I don't know. 50. Chaz
I think
Bono,
she did.
55. Yeah, she probably went on. Well, you got to be committed, you know. It's like having breakfast of ham and eggs, you know. I mean, the chicken's going to be there for the full thing, but the pig is pretty much committed to the breakfast. See, chicken could just lay eggs and it'd still be alive, but the ham comes from a dead pig, see, so he's really committed. Shut up.
I think my peanut joke was funnier.
All right. Did I do a birthday? I didn't do a birthday. Chaz Bono. I just did a birthday.
Congratulations to the winner.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Roberto, the Cartersville Robertos. Mm-hmm. Roberto from Cartersville won the 2 tickets to go see Jordan Peterson.
People.
Wonderful people, the Cartersville people. Roberto and the Cartersville people. So there are congratulations on it. And on this day in history, in Froggy, there we go. In 1766, the British Parliament decided to stop dicking around with that colonial business and killed the Stamp Act, which pretty much started everything. If you'll recall, in 1766, all of a sudden, Parliament in England said for the colonies, anytime you want to do anything with anything involving a piece of paper, there's going to be a tax on it. And then, they started reacting and throwing things in the water and the tea and stuff like that. And that's kind of what started it. Anyway, this day in history. Let's see. By the way, I'm wearing my stupid old man, once a Marine, always a stupid old grumpy Marine shirt with all kinds of tags stuff on it because of this GI Day. And I'm also ticked off that the VA is now screwing me over and I'm not going to cooperate with them and I'm just going to cancel the whole thing and forget it. So there you are. Now, I was going to tell you. Weird things. Couple weird things. First of all, I haven't had any good reaction on my icy sink toss, a possible Olympic game that I put on Facebook and YouTube.
It's just so sad. People are just sad for you. And they don't want to perpetuate this by commenting on it. Because it makes them sad, too. It makes their dogs sad.
I challenge you, sir, 15 feet away, take 6 ice cubes and throw them into your sink and see how many stay in there.
I'm sad just thinking about you doing that tonight. Sometime tonight about 9:30, I'm going to be sitting there and they'll just strike me as I'm on the couch. Oh, my God, he's tossing ice.
Yeah, you know what's even better?
By himself.
Tonight at 9:30, The Bachelor's going to be on.
If you'll do it during the Bachelor commercials, I'm sure.
Speaking of pathetic, I don't know why I felt bad about this. Today at Publix, a very elderly lady. I mean, seriously, she had to be 80. I mean, she was just really, really, really old, okay?
For you to call her old.
For me to call her old. Seriously. I mean, I thought she was, okay, so she's up to the counter at the service counter, and she did something, she had a thing of flowers, and then she bought 3 packs of Marlboros. And I thought, oh, my God. And obviously, she doesn't have the gene, that'll kill you if you smoke. I mean, it's a hit and miss. I think literally.
Maybe she just sells them to teens at the school.
Well, I thought, well, maybe she's buying them for what, her 50-year-old son, 80-year-old son. Anyway, but here's the thing. Yeah. I asked the guy. I said, just for kicks, how much are those cigarettes these days? $7 a pack.
$7
$7. I paid a dime.
Now you're talking about one little pack or a whole carton?
No, not a carton, a pack of cigarettes.
$7 for a pack?
For 1 pack of cigarettes.
Oh, wow.
$70 for a carton. Oh, when I was in the Marines, they were $1.10 at the PX. A dime a piece. 11 cents a pack. And when I got my first pack in the gas station when I was 11 or 12 years old to smoke Lucky's when I first started smoking Lucky's when I was 10 or 11, I would go into the gas station machine for a quarter. For 25 cents.
Who can afford that habit?
$7 a pack.
Heroin doesn't cost that much. Black tar heroin from Thailand doesn't cost that much.
$7 a pack.
By the way, Martin wants to talk to you about how pathetic and sad this ice thing is.
And I used to smoke 4 packs of Lucky's a day. In the Marines, 4 packs of Lucky's a day. Okay. Unfiltered, baby. I guess that's why I'm so healthy now. To the phones, what'd you say, Martin?
Martin.
Hey, you're on the radio, Martin. How's it going, man? What's up?
Good. I guess it would be safe to call you a tosser at this point.
Very fun.
Tosser. I'm just curious. Do you know the terminology in England, what that means?
That's not good.
Yeah. Anyhow, Ice Cube. Summer, you have to come up with something a little more exciting.
Cut up there with something that rhymes with tanker.
Yeah.
Starts with a W.
Well, I'll try to do better. If I come up with a new one, I'll put it on Facebook.
Oh, my God.
Thank you, Martin.
You know what I did? You know, as lame as that is, you know what I did yesterday?
Pretty lame. What'd you do yesterday?
I pulled the metal detector out because it was such a pretty day.
Oh, that's got to be fun, though.
And I tell you what,
find?
I walked down by the creek. I said, I'll just do it till maybe I find something. I was just about to give up. I was doing about 30 minutes, which, by the way, you know, you got to work out holding that thing around, walking around.
Light, yeah.
Yeah, and I got a hit, and I dug it up, and right under the surface was an old 30-06 rifle shell.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool. I'll bet you find Civil War stuff up there if you wandered around.
Well, it's
bullets and stuff.
There is an old Indian house where the last Indian chief in that area lived that they moved from the creek up the hill, and there's probably some stuff down there.
I'll guarantee there is. Absolutely. Outstanding.
Because we find arrowheads all the time in the creek.
Real quick, we got Jesse on the line. He wants to talk about Lucky's.
Jesse, you're on the radio, my friend. What's going on?
Hey, sorry about that. It wasn't Lucky's in particular, but smoking.
Yeah, I love Lucky Strikes.
You and I both, but I mean, the real problem is actually vaping nowadays. Is that you have nicotine at your hands at beck and call, you know?
Yeah. For what now?
Vaping.
Oh, vaping. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
If I'm going to smoke, I want to smoke a cigarette. I want to smoke a Lucky.
That's where I tried to draw the line too, but still at the same time, I mean, nicotine is nicotine, and if you can do it without the carcinogens, I would rather do it without the carcinogens.
You are correct.
Still, vaping gets you way more addicted to
Jesse, I got to run. They're playing the walk-off music. Thank you, Jesse. Good to talk to you. Thanks again for listening. One of our long-time
chemicals in the vaping, I'm telling you.
You don't want to do it.
Horrible.
It's not good. It's not good. If you take it into your lungs are saying, what is this? It doesn't go here. Just air, please. Anyway, coming up 5 o'clock, Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. Look out.
The Morning Extra from 6 to 10 a.m. and The Kimmer Show from 3 to 6 p.m. Only on WFOM and W292EV Marietta. Extra 106.3 FM.
Former President Trump looking ahead to the next Supreme Court case. On Lisa Brady, Fox News. The justices hearing arguments next month on his claim of presidential immunity in an election interference case.
The president shouldn't have that on his mind, and he has to have a free and clear mind when he makes very big decisions.
This after today's unanimous decision overturning a Colorado effort to remove him from the primary ballot using the insurrection clause of the Constitution. The justices say enforcing that clause isn't up to the states. A member of Israel's war cabinet visiting the White House and meeting with Vice President Kamala Harris, who told reporters before the meeting,
"We're in a window of time right now where we can actually get a hostage deal done. We all want this conflict to end as soon as possible, and how it does matter."
She's urging Hamas to accept the latest proposal for a 6-week ceasefire, hostage release, and surge of humanitarian assistance. The U.S. supports a UN investigation of what happened last week in Gaza City, where Palestinians were killed when Israeli soldiers opened fire as people rushed an aid convoy. A UN envoy, Pramila Patton, releasing a report today, finding grounds that Hamas committed sexual violence, including torture and rape, during the October 7th attack on Israel, and that sexual violence against hostages may be continuing.
We should be very clear here. What Patton is describing are war crimes. And you can expect Israeli officials tomorrow and in the days ahead to say, if you are outraged by the tragic civilian casualties that are taking place inside Gaza, may you also be outraged by the fact the United Nations believes Israeli women may still be assaulted inside Gaza as we speak.
Fox's Trey Yingst in Tel Aviv. Armed gangs trying to seize control of the main airport in Haiti, which is already under a state of emergency after gang members overran 2 big prisons over the weekend, freeing thousands of inmates. America is listening to Fox News.
To my newborn baby boy, the day you arrived was one of the happiest days of my life. Right up there with the day I bought my RV from that guy on the internet and insured it with Progressive. What a deal. Just know, son, I'll always be here for you. And by here, I mean in the middle of absolutely nowhere. In my RV.
Protect your baby with an RV policy from Progressive. Take as little as 4 minutes to see what you could save at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Federal authorities are now pressuring banks to spy on the transactions of conservatives. Hi, I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and this is yet another reason why you need a physical gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. To find out more, text the word PROTECT to 989898 to get your free info kit on gold IRAs. Secure your IRA or 401k right now. Text PROTECT to 989898 to request your free info kit.
Message and data rates may apply. Paid for by Birch Gold Group.
Let's get it together, ladies. Left shoulder, right of plank. Ready on your dog. Target. Front guards out. Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer 503, and this is GI Day. Not exactly sure what that means, but if you know somebody who's a veteran or in the service of hug them now or before, you give them a little shout out.
Certified horse husband is listening from Jamaica.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Certified horse husband.
Yeah.
That means he's a special guy, because if your girlfriend or your wife is a horse person, they're special ladies. I guarantee you, if your little girl wants to hang around horses or work at a barn or maybe do volunteer work or something like that, let her. She will grow up to be better off in her own world and in her own head than other little girls who don't grow up around horses. I guarantee it. Boy, they learn so much, and it makes them stronger and tougher, and they're happy, and of course she'll never take another family vacation because she'll want to stay with the horses. But anyway, 504, how you doing? Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, what's going on? Here's the number, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Oh, by the way, I just showing Flounder. I thought I was getting I was talking about Bill Sheehan, sent me a text the other day, or recently, and all of a sudden it started repeating his my words. It said, I'm looking at this big long text on my phone, and it says, funny weatherman, good night, hurricane, would have to leave one house to another next door, drive 9 feet. Very day story, funny story. We met the other day. We're doing a lot of, it was my conversation with you on the radio. So there's somehow I hit a button that recorded everything on my phone. And our whole conversation.
Transcribed it.
Looked like Victoria Tennant, actress. Well, Sheila had that war. Yeah, she would have gone to the Steve Martin movie too. It's like every other word of our entire conversation is on my phone.
That's the government's feed. They're copying everything you say.
Apparently. I mean, where the hell did that come from? Oh, jeez. Anyway, 505, how you doing? Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. A couple of things. Oh, for the record, 2 weird things. And if you're in the area, and again, this is very specific, there's a fairly major road in Alpharetta, Milton area called Freemanville Road. Very big. It's all over Alpharetta in that area. They suddenly have changed a whole bunch of it, a part of it, from 40 miles an hour to 35. What are you laughing at? I'm talking about a road.
I hope Kim don't get upset by this. She wants to talk about horses. But he said in my ear, Kim's on the line. She says she's a, what'd you say?
Horse grandmother.
A horse grandmother. But I heard. And I mouthed it to him. And he goes, no, horse.
Well, it's coming up. No, I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, Freemanville Road. All of a sudden, they changed the speed limit from 40 to 35. So be careful.
Be careful, people.
I mean, sir, all of a sudden, no, wait a minute. All of a sudden, I said, no, wait a minute. This is the 40 miles an hour. So just be careful. But the other thing is, on Freemanville Road, again, it's a major road, and this time of year and this time of the season, I saw 2 dead deer on the side of the road, and they weren't next to each other. It was like a mile apart, but on Freemanville Road, 2 dead deer. So they're roaming around again. This is the season for rutting or whatever. So be careful.
Nobody narrowcasts better than you.
Well, hell, I hit a deer
to a
last
one-block
week.
area in Alpharetta. You're just warning everybody.
I hit glance below a deer last week.
Ken wants to talk to you.
All right, Ken, me on the radio, baby. How's it going? What's up?
Hey, buddy, bud. I just wanted to let you know that I raised my two daughters. They also played lacrosse at Reinhardt. But both are horse girls, too. And yesterday, because I got all prideful, I'm 56, and I said, you know what, I'm just going to hop on my horse. I haven't ridden them in a week, and I'm going to hop on them bareback. And so I went ass over tea kettle. And I'm dying. I'm so sore today. And my daughter said, Mom, who I've taught to ride since she was a baby, she's like, you're forbidden to ride bareback ever again. You always have to use a saddle.
They're going to take away your horse. It's like your car keys, yeah.
I was like, now I feel like I need to go into a home or something.
Let me tell you. Now, I'm 20 more plus years older than you are, and I remember the last horse I rode was our beautiful Frisian Apollo from the stable, and the first time I rode him bareback, took some video and stuff, and then after that, a little while ago, I decided to hop on him again just for kicks, and he went zig, and I went zag, and I went flying too, right on my ass. So the last horse I rode, I fell off on a bareback on a Frisian, a beautiful Frisian Apollo. Anyway,
I grabbed a saddle after that, and I said, I can't keep them, I can't leave this like this. So I grabbed a saddle, I hobbled over, put a saddle on him, and got on and rode, and I said, my grandma did not raise no sissy.
Well,
so
horse girls are the best.
Girl.
Yeah, horse girls are the best.
Thank you,
thanks,
Kim.
Kimmy. See you, sweet. Talk to you later. Good thing we're not together, because whose name would you call out? Never mind. And I'm going to hop on that. I'm going to hop on that horse again. I'm going to ride. My last horse ride I take is going to be on that horse again, bareback, just to do it, because I'm not going to be the last time I rode a horse I fell off him. And well, he went one way and I went. And I was trying to reach for my phone in my rear pocket, so I leaned over to the left to get in my left hand rear pocket. He went to the right in the back. It was over. I had no chance of staying on. Anyway, 509 got him. Sometimes I'm loose and everything. Guys, I want to do this one more time here to salute someone we just lost, who was a person who meant a lot to me, even though we only met a couple of times. Chris Mortensen, who passed away yesterday, age of 72. He had throat cancer for years. It was stage 4 when he actually, I think, found out about it, and it was several years ago, and then he passed away yesterday at the age of 72. Chris Mortensen, if you're a sportsman, you know the name. He was a very well-known figure, not only here locally with the AJC, but also on television. He was on ESPN, and he's been a TV sports celebrity. Pete's going to tell you in a second about how his working with him, being with him, and what he's remembering for. But to me, when my older brother died, Gene died, the golf pro, and I was coming back, and I was sitting in the plane ready to take off, and Chris Mortensen sat next to me. And I recognized him, but I didn't. I was sad. My brother had just died, and I'd taken care of everything by myself, and I was flying up there by myself and do all the thing, and came back anyway. So Chris next to me, and so he noticed my Marine Corps stuff, and he had met me before, and he says, "Oh, Ted Offensive." I said, "Yeah," and he said, "I'm Chris Mortensen," and I said, "Chris, I know who you are," and he says, "Yeah, Kimmer, I remember." He remembered me from meeting me like 25 years ago, and I couldn't remember that he remembered me. I mean, I was flabbergasted. Well, anyway, long story short, we're on the plane. We're talking about what happened, and so he couldn't have been nicer. Talking about he was in the Army for a couple of years and during the Vietnam era and stuff like that, and we talked about stuff and everything, just real friendly. When we got off the plane, he actually escorted me, stayed with me right by my side all the way to baggage claim on the train, baggage claim, getting our bags, and then as we're talking, and again, I couldn't thank him enough for just being such a nice guy and everything, and he said, "Give me your phone." He took my phone and put his cell phone in my cell phone. I still have it, and I thought about calling the number, maybe just to hear his voice, as I can't take a message, whatever. But then I thought, well, God, maybe somebody in his family would answer it, thinking it's one of his buddies wanted to leave a message or something, and I didn't want to have them go through that, so I'm not going to do it. But anyway, he couldn't have been nicer. And again, just for nobody he met 25 years ago, and he escorted me and stayed with me and put his cell phone number into my phone. And I mean, that was 12 years ago, something like that. And anyway, just what a guy. Chris Mortensen passed away way too young, throat cancer that came back, obviously, 72 years old. And Pete, quickly,
well, I told my story earlier, so if they want to hear that, they can go back to the beginning of the show.
What he was known for. Tell me why you respected him, what he was known for as a journalist and a sports guy.
He knew stuff and had contacts that nobody else had. And he was like the first guy who started an insider thing on ESPN and did it better than anybody. Okay. So you knew if he said something, it was true. And he, like when I used to read his columns in the AJC, when he covered the Braves and covered the Falcons, you always learned something that no one else had when you read his stuff.
Yeah. He had very good inside stuff to football, and one of the reasons was that he was so honest and endearing and pleasant and charming and legitimate and fair and reasonable that they trusted him. And they knew you're going to get a fair shot.
And by the way, we also lost an Atlanta icon. Tim Eccleston passed away, who was an Atlanta Flame.
Oh, I saw
NHL
that.
All-Star,
Right.
played for the Blues and several other teams. And in 1978, he opened Timothy John's, one of the first sports bars in Atlanta on Roswell Road in
I remember
Sandy
the name
Springs.
Timothy John. Oh, my God.
And then he moved it up in North Fulton, and it was TJ's. That was those places were the place to be.
Oh, my God, TJ's.
Tim Eccleston has passed away.
I think they still have I think TJ's are still around.
I don't know if it is.
Maybe not. I think. Well, I could be wrong. Anyway, so God bless him for passing. Yeah. Okay. All right, look out, 5:13. Pete's coming up with the rest of actual sports. Kipper, Pete, and Flounder on your Monday. Nice to have you aboard, 106.3.
Neil Bortz is live every day on XTRA 106.3. And if you missed the legend, you missed this.
Why do you think Biden opened the borders? Look, they plan ahead. Okay, we're going to let them in now, and it's going to cause a lot of turmoil and millions coming across the border, and we're going to take some heat for that, and we might even lose an election or two along the way. But eventually, we're going to be able to get this path to citizenship. Eventually, they're going to be able to vote, and they will vote for us.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on XTRA 106.3 or listen anytime on the XTRA 106.3 app.
Central Heating and Air Conditioning wants you to know the start of the new season is the perfect time to ensure your home's comfort. Don't wait like most people do to have your HVAC system serviced. Your home should have maintenance twice a year. Maintenance helps keep your system running at peak efficiency and extends the life of your equipment. So turn to Atlanta's Carrier experts for your system's maintenance at 770-GET-HEAT or centralheat.com. With Central, you get Carrier products, Carrier warranty, and Carrier peace of mind. Plus, you know what's going to be here before you know it? The heat. It's allergy season, and Central Heating and Air can fix what ails your house and possibly your family with home ventilation and air quality products. Central has packages designed around health using variable speed, fresh air ventilation, air cleaners, air purifiers, dehumidifiers, and more. Central Heating and Air is one of the few second-generation, locally owned and operated HVAC companies in Atlanta. With Central, you're not just a number, you're a member of the family. It's been that way since 1947, and they've serviced over 100,000 customers right here in Atlanta. Call 770-GET-HEAT or go to centralheat.com. That's centralheat.com.
March is the month of marriage, and we're celebrating at Solomon Brothers Jewelers with our annual Marry Me March event. Hi, I'm Jaron Solomon from Solomon Brothers Jewelers, and we are here to help couples tie the knot this month with engagement rings and wedding bands at this year's best prices. All this month, we are offering savings of up to 60% off rings and wedding bands from our top designs like halos, the hidden halo, single shared prong, double shared prong, and every design you can imagine in our store. Choose from our selection of hundreds of beautiful rings in every budget or hand design the ring of their dreams. Remember, no matter the price, you'll find something nice. So don't miss our Marry Me March event going on all this month and save up to 60% off engagement rings and wedding bands. Visit us today in any of our 3 showrooms on Peachtree Road in Buckhead, Old Milton Parkway in Alpharetta, and now in Peachtree City. Or shop online at SolomonBrothers.com or on Instagram at Solomon Brothers.
Hi, I'm Mark Beckham with Atlanta Ramjack. We specialize in only foundation repair. What is foundation repair? Foundations sink or settle. These issues need to be addressed. It only becomes more costly the longer you put it off. What is the biggest cause of foundation problem? Either poor construction, inferior site preparation, or weather. Drought causes cracks in your foundations. If you see any signs of foundation issues, please contact us at atlantaramjack.com.
True Prep on Cobb Parkway is your one-stop shop for emergency preparedness supplies, including freeze-dried food, water filtration, first aid, and more. They also have a large selection of firearms, including a huge selection of AR-15s, firearm accessories, and ammo at the lowest prices around. They are locally owned and operated. You can visit their store in Marietta on Cobb Parkway or online at trueprep.com. That's TRU-prep.com. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow at True Prep.
Horizon Background Screening is a fully licensed and insured private investigations firm that focuses on litigation support for law firms, criminal defense cases, and background investigations. We are also FCRA compliant and process pre-employment background checks, tenant screening, and background checks for volunteer organizations. Whether your business is a law firm needing anything from scene investigations to witness interviews, or a company that requires pre-employment background checks, we have the experience you need. Visit horizonscreening.com to learn more. That's horizonscreening.com.
It's a mad world out there, but one thing is certain, everyone is trying to market something. So tune in every Saturday at 3 p.m. to the Marketing Madmen, who, along with a variety of industry expert guests, can help you make sense of it all. Whether you own a business and want tips to scale, or are a fan of the finer things in life and want to know how restaurants, golf courses, and wine companies try to sell you stuff, the Marketing Madmen is your ultimate destination for all things marketing. Tune in right here on XTRA 106.3 every Saturday at 3 p.m. or search online for more content. Join the madness with the Marketing Madmen.
Look out. Coming up, the roofie daddy on the sleepover. Plus the latest on the border business and Hamas and more aid. Give me a break. Also, I have a sports birthday and a sports history note because right now it is time for Holy Crap at Sports with Pete Davis.
Got a little breaking news here. In fact, a couple things. We'll get to one right off the bat. Right. The Broncos have told Russell Wilson, thanks, but no thanks. We're releasing you. Please say your prayers tonight, Falcons fans. That
No. There's no way they would. No.
There's a way.
No.
I know.
Hell, if the Broncos don't want.
Okay, this is how bad the Broncos don't want him. They're taking an $85 million dead money hit to get rid of him. Atlanta's already full of posers. We don't need another one. He's washed up.
Does that mean that that's salary cap type money that they cannot spend to get more players?
It's dead money. It's just sitting
my
there.
God.
Yeah, just sitting
for how long? I
don't know.
Oh my God.
That's how bad they wanted to get rid of him. And
nobody wanted him. Obviously, you can't trade him.
Wants him. Nobody wants him. But the Falcons might want him.
Oh, no.
It wouldn't surprise me.
You know what would happen?
It would not surprise me. Well, they're looking at Kirk Cousins, too. And
but he's got some winnings in a couple of years.
What has he ever won?
Well, I don't know.
What has he ever won?
I don't know. But he's won games. I don't know that he's won a championship.
I would rather
either
trade up and get somebody or get J.J. McCarthy and get a kid and let somebody. Yeah. I'd rather see that than one of these retreads. It's just going to suck.
Get the draft kid and start it over.
That's my opinion.
What the hell?
Ronald Acuna Jr. is in Los Angeles to see the doctor who fixed his knee 3 years ago after the Braves right fielder suffered the swelling and discomfort after getting in a long run down a week ago during a game against the Twins. And I talked about it at the time. I said I didn't like seeing that. I don't like this when he has to go back and forth 8 or 9 times. Yeah. That's spring training. Don't do that. I don't even think during regular season I want to see him do that. Braves saying he should be ready by opening day. They're waiting to see what the doctor says. I haven't seen anything come down lately. I said at the time I didn't like that. I didn't like him playing so much baseball in the offseason down in Venezuela.
I don't like that either.
But he was still young. He's still young. But at some point, even Mike Trout stopped stealing bases. Yeah. That's another thing. I don't like the wear and tear. I don't think the stolen base is worth the wear and tear on his body, especially when you can hurt your hands, your fingers, you can bust a rib, whatever, diving head first.
But still, for your team, when you're on second base, a lot better than being on first.
No. When he's on first base, he can score. When he's on second base, he can absolutely 99% of the time score. I'm sorry, when you're that fast and you can score from first, when you're trying to get that extra base, I don't think it's worth over a season doing it 40 or 50 times.
Well,
I just don't think that stolen base is all that big a deal Tell you the truth.
I do.
And in certain opportunity, late in the game on the line, yeah. But not in the second inning. You're up 5-0, and you're still in. You're still in third.
Try to get on second base, score.
I'm telling you, score from first. That's just my opinion. Welcome. By the way, Forrest Wall is making a great impression so far. Excellent. He's really hitting the ball well. Excellent. Chris Sale looked great over the weekend again. And this afternoon, Matt Olson slammed his first homer, a 2-run shot against Minnesota. The Twinkies won 5-4, but A.J. Smith-Shawver, 5 strikeouts, 2 2/3 innings. Yeah.
That's really...
Yeah.
Wow.
Dylan Lee, not a great day, not a great spring so far, but it's early.
Yes, it is.
As we like to say.
They have to try stuff. They have to see what works and what doesn't work and what they can do. Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Former Braves third baseman Josh Donaldson is retiring at the age of 38. He should have hung him up a couple of years ago. But
wow.
frankly,
well, we had fun for a while there.
For a year or so, yeah. 3-time All-Star, played for the Blue Jays, Guardians, Bravos, I think is one of those. Twins, Yankees, and Brewers. I got Braves and Brewers there mixed up. Right. He was American League MVP in 2015 with Toronto. So he had a pretty good career. Not Hall of Famer, but pretty good.
Was he the pearl necklace?
No, that was Jock
Daniels. Peterson. Jock Peterson. Yeah, that's right. Should have known that.
So you're fixated on the pearl necklace.
No, I just in memories and happiness. That's right.
ZZ Top. Such sad news yesterday as ESPN reporter and former AJC beat writer Chris Mortensen passed away. A very long battle with cancer. He was 72 years old. If you ever got a chance to talk to him, you know what a gentleman he was. Pretty much invented the insider role at ESPN. Mortensen had the insight and contacts in the NFL like nobody else. A pleasure to listen to him on sister station 680 The Fan for the last 2 decades. He was on with them all the time and always brought a great game.
You see him on weekends, especially football, but on ESPN. I mean, just
and great for baseball too.
Absolutely.
When he covered the Braves.
Yeah, mainstay.
The Phillies continue to try. Bless their hearts. Zach Wheeler had reached an agreement on a 3-year extension. Begins in 2025, worth $126 million. So basically, that's the most lucrative extension in baseball history.
Wow.
Yeah. In terms of average annual value of about $42 million. I don't think he's worth that, but then again, he's pretty good.
Smokes.
Yeah.
Who's worth this money?
Zach Wheeler.
Yeah. $42 million?
Yes, sir.
Oh, my God.
I know. Former middle infielder U.L. Washington, who is known for his time playing in Kansas City and had a trademark toothpick, died over the weekend. He also battled cancer, 70 years old. Washington played 11 seasons with 3 teams, but that 2-out single in the 9th inning, July 1983 against the Yankees, set up the infamous pine tar incident involving George
Brett with the Kansas City Royals.
That's
oh, my
right.
God. I remember that.
Washington hit .251, 27 homers, 132 stolen bases for the Royals, Expos, and Pirates, and he helped KC win its first AL pennant back in 1980. And Ed Ott, OTT, former Major League catcher and coach, helped the Pirates win the 79 World Series. Died yesterday. He was 72. He hit .259, 33 homers, and 195 ribbies in over 500 Major League games. Former Braves farmhand Elvis Andrus signed a minor league deal with the Diamondbacks. 35-year-old shortstop played mainly with the Rangers, has over 2,000 hits. He is third on the active list behind only 2 players. Who are the most active? Still active. Which I think one of them, I don't know if he's with the team or not. Let me look it up while you ponder.
Okay, the two active players with the most hits that are still playing?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow. All right, who's been around a long time?
That would be correct. So one of them's a former Brave.
Oh, man, I have no idea.
Well, okay, I said one other one. Joey Votto is number 1, but he doesn't have a team right now. The Reds, him and the Reds parted ways.
Wow,
has not got an offer.
Kidding.
Yeah.
And who's the other one?
Freddie Freeman.
Oh, I'll be damned. Well, good. Well, good for Freddie. Outstanding. That's good.
Yeah. Falcons killer and Buccaneers receiver Mike Evans has an agreement, a 2-year, $52 million contract, $35 million guaranteed. He's a 5-time Pro Bowler. Always seems to save his best games for the Falcons. And just in case you're one of the 2 people who give a darn, Eagles player Jason Kelce is retiring. Somehow the NFL and the world will just have to keep turning.
Well, there's actually a headline on Fox News that said that Travis Kelce was fighting tears listening to his brother's announcement.
First 5 stories on the Daily Mail sports page is about this center for the Philadelphia Eagles that no one could name a year ago.
Well, he's a great player, but still, it's only because of Travis and Trey and
He's not going to be in Canton unless the PR machine keeps spinning.
No.
Anyway, Johnny Manziel's week of relevance continued as he says he will boycott any future Heisman Trophy ceremonies unless Reggie Bush is given his trophy back. In other news, Johnny Manziel hasn't been found in a gutter yet.
By the way, why would they take away his trophy? He didn't do anything. It was his parents who were cheating with the steals.
Yeah, but they broke the rules at the time. I wouldn't mind if they gave it back to him, tell you the truth, because now they're all doing. Hell, Manziel did it, and Manziel did worse, and Manziel has admitted it, and he still has his trophy.
I don't get it.
It's a joke at this point. Give the man his trophy back, please. The Jaguars wished their tackle Folorunso Fatukasi a happy 29th birthday this morning.
Excellent.
That's very, very nice of them. And this afternoon, they cut his ass.
Hi-yo. Here's your cake.
Can you imagine? We just wished him happy birthday.
You have to eat it out in the parking lot, sir. I'm sorry. Employees only.
Here's your box. Here's your cake.
Yeah, but it's only people who work here, can it really?
Don't let the door hit you. Gee. That's a nice 17-game schedule the NFL has there.
Yeah.
Shame if something happened to it. The league is talking with the Players Union, what little one they have, about increasing to an 18-game schedule.
Oh, my God. TV money, man. They're all going to get hurt. You're going to have more players. They're going to have to go nuts.
That roster's got to be increased, and they're going to have to start paying them.
And who's going to have to pay for it?
Embarrassing.
Yeah.
The NBA and MLB combined doesn't make what the NFL makes.
Yeah.
Please. I'm sorry. The NFL, billionaires making billions of money, and they play these. And I know, well, they only play a few years, blah, blah. Well, good. They only play a few years, then pay them while they're playing.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. They're going to have to increase the salaries, and they're going to have to increase the rosters. There's no way you're going to have an 18-game season without some people just collapsing on the field.
I can't imagine that the union's going to allow this without major changes in money.
Yeah, there's going to have to be some money exchanging hands there. On this date, March 4th, 1886, the National League retained how many balls did it take for a walk in 1886?
Oh, wow.
4 now.
Yeah. I think it was 3. I think the early thing was 3 balls.
Higher.
4.
Higher.
6.
Higher.
7.
7.
7 balls.
7 balls
Take your base.
before you took the base.
Wow.
And they said no to the rule that would award the batter first base if he got hit by a pitch.
Really?
Said
just
no.
Keep playing?
Buck it up.
Yeah, suck it up, pal. Put some mud on
tougher
it.
back then.
Yeah, drink out of the hose.
And we mentioned earlier that former Atlanta Flame, Red Wing, Blues, Tim Eccleston, NHL All-Star, died at age 76. And that guy, Timothy Johns, Roswell Road in Sandy Springs, then he moved it up to North Fulton there and made it TJ's. That was the sports bars, man. Yeah. They're famous for the wings, which I think you can still get somewhere. And they closed TJ's about 4 years ago. Pretty much COVID kind of was the end of it there.
They had one near me when I lived off of Holcomb Bridge in Barnwell up there now. Forever they had a Jeep many years ago.
Yeah, I used to go there. It was right on Holcomb Bridge across from the back end of Horseshoe Bend.
That's right. Yeah. Horseshoe Bend Country Club. Golf club.
There was another bar similar to that right up the road called the Derby. And there would always be New Year's and Christmas parties at both those bars, and people would go back and forth.
You lush.
Wow.
Good grief. What a drinker you were. Yeah,
I would always stay at the Derby.
Oh, really? Okay, you're a Derby man. I used to watch him play for the Flames, man. It's just a shame.
Our birthday list of sports includes Ray Boom Boom Mancini, 63, WBA lightweight champion in the 80s. And on this day in history, 1990.
He killed a man.
Yeah, that's right.
Ring.
Killed him in the ring. 1990, Loyola Marymount University basketball star Hank Gathers apparently tried cocaine for the first time, and maybe that was it. He died after. Oh, no, that was a different one.
Yeah, that's Lynn Bias.
Lynn Bias. Hank Gathers died after collapsing on the court during a game, 1990, Loyola Marymount. He had begun easing his heart medication dosages because he said it was sapping his strength.
And you know how shocking that was? That was the first time I ever saw anyone die during a sporting event. We had the Detroit Lion die of a heart attack, but you didn't really see it happen. Yeah. But they had the video of Hank falling down, and that was just so shocking back then.
Sad. 5:31, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. More coming up. Flounder's Funny's coming up here. I got about 9 of them in a row. Well, maybe not 9 in a row, but I've won, or at least one.
Don't lie to the people.
I would like to lie to the people.
From the latest breaking news to the conservative voices you know and trust, your best new follow on social media is Extra 106.3. We're at XTRA 106.3 on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, and LinkedIn, and pretty much any social media you scroll through every day. And we drop exclusive giveaways, new daily content, and the latest breaking news from Georgia and across this great nation. Interact with your favorite Extra personalities. Get the latest on our live events and so much more. Follow at Extra 106.3 across all your social media and keep up with Atlanta's only conservative voice.
The 2024 season is just around the corner, and the Braves' home schedule is jam-packed with great matchups and even better promotions. The Braves open at home against the defending NLCS champion Arizona Diamondbacks April 5th through the 7th, followed by the New York Mets April 8th through the 11th. And on April 8th, the Braves will honor the 50th anniversary of Hank Aaron's record-breaking 715th home run with a special Hank Aaron bobblehead giveaway together with Truist.
It's gone! It's 7:15! There's a new home run champion of all time, and it's Henry Aaron!
Visit Braves.com/promos to get your tickets and check out all the fun planned for this season. And April is a perfect time to bring a group out to a game. Come experience the new Jim Beam Bourbon Decks in left field and the brand new Blue Moon Beer Garden at the rooftop in right field. Visit Braves.com/groups to see how your crew can snag one of these brand new spaces this season. Atlanta Braves Baseball. We are Braves Country.
I think it's time to get rid of that old, ugly garage door.
Get rid of it? All it needs is a quick repair. Where's my duct tape and WD-40?
This is Dan Watkins with All Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors, and let us be the ones to tell you if you need a repair or a replacement. If you have a wooden or uninsulated steel door, a replacement will always pay for itself with energy savings. But if your door is insulated and not very old, put down the duct tape and let us come out to service your door the right way. Head to allfourseasonsgarages.com or give us a call today.
Join A Second Chance Bail Bond CEO Daniel Madelon and host Tug Coward for a new weekly radio show, Back Your Blue. They will highlight special initiatives, criminal justice programs, and community events aimed at keeping our communities safer. Tune in Saturdays at 10 a.m. to learn some good news about and from the law enforcement and justice communities. Tune in every Saturday at 10 a.m. or find it online at thepodcastpark.com or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
I enjoy a good night's sleep, and I like to breathe while I'm sleeping. My wife appreciates that, too. That's why I wear a CPAP. You want the right machine. You want expert advice. You want all the supplies that go with it. You get it all at CPAPs, etc. in Alpharetta. Machines, masks, tubing, filters, cleaning supplies, all of it, and they ship nationwide. Walk-ins, by the way, are welcome. CPAPs, etc. Alpharetta, CPAPSETC.com.
Retired or retiring soon? How much money do you need to live comfortably? Retirement Planners of America is here for you. Would you like to have financial peace of mind? Here's how. Step 1, find out the amount of money you'll need to retire. Step 2, have a plan to get there. Step 3, make sure that plan can take advantage of market gains but protect you from market losses. Discover how to do all three with a free consultation at 800-508-6108. That's 800-508-6108.
All investments involve risk, including losses. Past performance does not guarantee future results.
That's why I don't have Facebook Messenger, because I don't have a message Facebook on my iPad.
This idiot.
I was pissed off. I said, hey, I don't have a damn Messenger app on my iPad. Pete says, well, do you have Facebook on your iPad? Oh, well.
And he goes, I can't find this. Where'd it go? I said, you see this little button down there called home?
Oh, well, it's different than my phone. I'm still working it. Freaking iPad, man. What am I, like modern technology guy all of a sudden? 5:35. Who the hell is it? John Lennon speaking here.
The Beatles?
The Beatles, yeah.
May have heard of them.
Well, this is an important day in history. Because 1966, John Lennon got in a little bit of trouble doing an interview with the London Evening Standard talking about how popular the Beatles are. And John Lennon said this, quote, Christianity will go, it will vanish and shrink. I do not know what will go first, rock and roll or Christianity. We're more popular than Jesus now. and thus began the ban on Beatles music on lots of radio
One of the dumbest things.
stations all over the world. They were burning Beatles records. They were fiery sermons in the pulpit. When it was published in the U.S. a few months later, reactions flared up all over the place, and the banning, I mean, it was a mess.
He was in tears because he thought they were going to cancel the tour after all that hard work that he would have run his mouth and killed it.
Yeah. And again, he probably, in a way, was right in a silly way of, people wanted to listen to the Beatles music instead of going to church on Sunday. And so he didn't really mean it. I don't think he meant it as a mean thing, spirited thing.
No, but I think he's being a smartass.
He was being a smartass, absolutely. What's the Beatles in the 60s, my God.
He was a young kid being a smartass.
Yeah. And on this day in history, I just did a history thing with that. Let's do a birthday. In 1994, very sad news, John Candy died of a heart attack. He was only 43 and was too fat. And he was a very funny. I once saw his movies pop up. And
Uncle Buck.
Uncle Buck was a great movie.
Mole.
The one he played one where he played a private eye and with some hottie. Anyway, John Candy died.
Who's Harry Crumb?
Harry Crumb. Who's Harry Crumb? That's what.
Wagons East. Yeah.
Oh, mercy. 537, Cameron, Pete, and Flounder. 404-741-1230. I'm going to tell you the story about this cranky father. I'm going to tell you a story here in a minute. It's creepy and horrible. In fact, Pete didn't even want me to tell it for good reason. At first, because he's not a dad. If you had been a father of 2 daughters, you would have gone, oh my, like I did, and said, oh my God, you got to hear this story. But it's really creepy, and I'll mention in a second. First of all, we're going on vacation in a few weeks. We're taking a few days off. I'm going to go my yearly trip to go see my favorite ex-wife, the one who lived me, and my daughters. Or actually, one daughter, the other one's going to be gone. But anyway, so I'm going to the beach, to Longboat Key in Florida. And so I've got my hotel room. I actually had to make 2 different hotels because it's spring break time and it's hard to get a thing. Okay, so I'll be transferring one hotel to another. I'm going to go a few. Okay, in Florida, I got my reservations. It's obviously ridiculously expensive to get anywhere near where they are on the beach. And the hotel tax. Now, your normal, have you ever rented a room recently in Georgia to pay there's a state hotel tax? They all have to get the fees. Flounder, have you have any idea what a normal hotel tax is in Florida? Have you ever rented a room recently? 30, 40, 50 bucks or something? I'd
say like
20, 30 bucks, 40 bucks.
50. I mean, now there's so many service fees and all kinds of other stuff, so I'd say probably $100.
Just the state hotel tax. In other words, there's a statewide hotel tax in Florida, $200 a night. $200 a night for the taxes. That's not the hotel fee. Then they knock on $70 a hotel transfer fee in case you want to use anything. I mean, and I'm getting a good room. I mean, it's unbelievable. $200 a night tax, just the tax, not the hotel fees or the room. My God. I said, no, whoa. I said, are you?
Is this Disney?
I said, is this for the week or is $200 a night?
A tax?
A day, a tax. The Florida hotel tax. Not the hotel fee. Has nothing to do with the Hilton or the Hyatt or anybody else.
Good Lord.
You get your room, you pay for your stuff, they have a concierge thing and all the built-in stuff, parking, all that kind of crap. And then you pay a $200 tax from the state of Florida every day.
Have you looked into renting a house?
God.
Well, that or an Airbnb, because that's the cost of a hotel a night.
Well, you can't find. The problem is they're outrageously expensive. And okay,
it's spring break, man.
Well, 2 things. I'm being selfish because the kids they're at Longboat Key, which is way Sarasota and then way down in the thing. It's a very special place. But if you want to live within 30 or 40 miles, if you want to get a room, it's going to cost you a fortune. And I didn't want to drive an hour to go see him, and then an hour back and stuff like that. So anyway, so I'm just sucking it up. It's the way it goes. Anyway, my Lord. All right, 540. All right, check this out. This is a horrible, horrible, horrible story. And I'm doing it because you need to know this if you have children and if they have sleepovers. This happened in Oregon, a place called Lake Oswego. There's a Lake Oswego in New York State, I'm pretty sure. Lake Oswego, Oregon. Gentleman named Michael Maiden, 57 years old. His daughter, 12-year-old, had a bunch of 12-year-old friends over for a sleepover. Okay, they were at the house. And it turns out that the girls were watching movies and doing facials in the basement and having fun. And then the father pressured the girls to drink smoothies. And the girls later said the smoothies had these kind of tiny white chunks all over and they're sprinkled on top. And one girl said she didn't want to do it, but the father started insisting she try it. She had a few sips and didn't drink much, and he monitored her consumption. He grew angry when he said the girls were sharing each other's drinks. He gave each one of them a different colored reusable straw and insisted they drink out of their own cup. Some of the girls report, again, this is a 12-year-old girl's sleepover. And the daddy of the sleepover was giving the girls their forced-upon smoothies. One girl said she kind of felt woozy, hot, and clumsy, and then she was falling over and kind of blacked out and went into a thick, deep sleep. Another girl managed to stay awake and said she could feel the father watching her by his presence as she kept her eyes shut, pretending to be asleep. The father was doing tests to make sure we were not awake, said one girl, putting his finger under a girl's nose and twice moving a girl's arm and body on the bed on his trips to the basement where they were sleeping. Sorry, excuse me. This one girl in particular stayed awake in fear that the daddy was going to do something. So okay, this is important. She texted her mother asking her to come and pick her up because she didn't feel safe around the dad. Quote, "Mom, please pick me up and say I had a family emergency. 1:43 in the morning. I don't feel safe. I might not respond, but please come and get me. Crying emoji, crying emoji. Please, please pick up. Please, please, please." The parents never picked up, but she was able to get in touch with a friend of the family who did come and pick her up, woke up the girl's parents, notified the other girl's parents. 3 o'clock in the morning, the parents are showing up, driving to the house to pick up the girls, the father said, no, I'll get him. You get him in the morning. Get him in the morning. He said, no, we're taking those girls right home immediately. One of the girls couldn't even walk. She kept asking, what happened? They took the girls to the hospital, and apparently less than 12 hours after they drank the smoothies still could walk slowly using assistance of their mothers for balance. Eyelids were heavy, and they were he's facing 6 felony charges and a whole bunch of misdemeanors because he apparently had spiked the drinks. I'm trying to find where this story is written so badly. Multiple connections, sleepover, benzodiazepine or whatever the hell it is, a depressant that reproduces sedation and hypnosis. And you can only imagine what he was trying to pull off. Other than their pajamas.
Wouldn't you have shown up with a gun?
I'd have killed him.
Put it up against his head and said,
absolutely.
You sit there till the cops show up or I'm going to kill you.
I would have done it my way where I could say that he hit me first. I have a special way of doing that.
I don't think it matters. If you go in there and he's drugged these little girls, I think you'd have gone and done anything you wanted to him.
God, and now two things.
Say he resisted.
The reason I mentioned this story, and again, it's a horrible story, is one, ladies and gentlemen, parents, if you have kids who do sleepovers, make sure, and we don't want to scare them. You don't want to scare your kids, be aware of strangers and all that. But still, I am so proud of this young girl who felt something was wrong and decided to do something about it rather than just, pretend, hope it goes away.
Stranger danger.
That's right. She did the right thing, and she, thank God, had a phone. Again, cell phones to 12-year-olds. But if my kid's going to a sleepover, I'd have her have a phone if she's 12 years old.
Just don't put the internet on.
Yeah. And again, she did the right thing, texting, I have emergency, called out, and then when she couldn't get them, she called a friend's family, and it worked, and they came and saved these girls. God knows what might have happened. And his own daughter obviously was drugged, too. But why did he have separate straws to make sure who got how much of what drink? I mean, the whole thing just creeps me out.
He's creepy.
He does not
need to see the light of day for a long time.
And the problem is they let him out on bail, $50,000. Are you kidding me?
It's Oregon.
That possible?
It's Oregon. You think that happens in Alabama?
They came from California to live in Oregon.
You think that guy's... I know. People just moved from Oakland up there.
I've gotten 2 phone calls where they didn't want to go on the air, and they said that guy would have gone missing after 3 hours.
That's right. They wouldn't have found him. It didn't show up for his court date, Your Honor.
There's a lot of kudzu here.
I tell you what. He's in the kudzu.
Yep.
5:45. Can repeat and flounder. Funny coming up. I swear to God. Really?
Nope.
Start your day the right way with Tug, Rhino, and Los on the Morning Extra.
Rhino, born and raised up in New York.
Yeah, born in Queens.
And is a new son of the South. He was tired of paying them taxes.
Tired of it.
Tired of the nonsense.
Can't drink a big gulp. I want 64 ounces of soda and I want to get fat, so be it.
That's
Give
right.
me all
Let
that
me
sugar.
be. Let me be.
The Morning Extra, 6 to 10 a.m. every weekday morning on Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
Hi, I'm Tara, owner and publisher of Our Town Monthly, where you'll find familiar faces, local voices, and community businesses like Seniors Helping Seniors.
Thanks, Tara. I'm Terry, owner of Seniors Helping Seniors. After losing my father, my husband and I wanted to take our experience and help others in the community. Our mission is to create meaningful connections while fulfilling the needs of our caregivers, clients, and their families. Seniors Helping Seniors helps less active seniors stay independent, allowing them to live the life the way they want to in the comfort of their own homes. We offer companionship and socialization, light housekeeping, meal preparation, transportation, doctor's appointments, dementia care, relief for the family caregiver, and more.
We hire active, mature adults who have a better understanding of the aging process. It's like getting a little help from a friend. Please check us out at shsnorthwestatlanta.com.
What a tremendous opportunity that fills a need so many of us can relate to. Friends, reach out. And remember, our town is your town at Our Town Monthly.
Hey Atlanta, it's Front Office Los for Howard Brothers and Exmark. Pro landscapers all over the South have long known about Howard Brothers. They sell the brands the pros want. Brands like Exmark Turf Equipment. If you're a commercial landscaper in Atlanta and North Georgia and you're not using an Exmark or Exmark equipment, you have to visit Howard Brothers and see what you're missing. But if you're a homeowner who has a big yard and is ready to go where the pros get their equipment, you need to go to Howard Brothers too and check out Exmark. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Exmark and Howard Brothers.
Hey Atlanta, it's Ben, host of the Weekend Ben Burnett Show, proudly brought to you by Peach State Pride. Each and every weekend, we bring you all the issues going on around the globe and what America's ultimate role is in order to drive our agenda forward as conservatives. And if you ever miss an episode, you can download everything I've ever done on Apple, Spotify, or you can go to the podcast park. See you around, Atlanta.
Hey Atlanta, it's Mark from the Safe House. And now, the security riddle of the day. What's less secure than a fake safe from a furniture or big box store? Joe Biden's fake border policy, of course. But hey, there is good news. This time next year, Joe Biden will not be president. So drop right Atlanta Safe House and check out the largest selection of safes in the Southeast. Build a wall around your valuables with a safe from the Safe House. We have certified delivery crews to install your safe. With over 30 years in the safe business, the Safe House is the place to buy safe in Georgia. So go to AtlantaSafehouse.com.
Don't miss the Atlanta Mushroom Festival, Sunday, March 17th, St. Patrick's Day at Park Tavern in Piedmont Park. Beginning at 12 p.m. and ending at 7 p.m., this dog and family-friendly event features educational speakers, live music, and over 35 mushroom-themed vendors. Tickets are free with email registration or $10 for Comfort VIP, which directly supports the nonprofit festival. For more information, visit AtlantaMushroomFestival.com or Atlanta Mushroom Festival on all social platforms.
Yeah. The Beach Boys. Dun, 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 dun. Surfing California, yeah, yeah, yeah. Dun, 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 geese. 1963. This was the song. Surfing USA. The Beach Boys, lyrics by Brian Wilson, set to the music of Sweet Little 16, written by Chuck Berry. That's right. Sweet Little 16. I'll be damned. I'd either forgotten that or didn't know it because I'm an idiot. Written by Chuck Berry. Billboard ranked Surfing USA the #1 song of 1963.
I asked Alexa to play Beach Boy music last night while I was cooking, and they played the little deep cuts there that I hadn't heard. And I was going, man, they really were good band.
Yeah. Although, amazingly, when I heard them I saw them in person in Chicago.
It was too late by
terrible.
then.
Just couldn't keep a key.
But some of the tunes I'd never heard before were very Beatlesque with the strings and very complex.
Well, I mean, if you had to pick an album to be on a desert island with, Pet Sounds wouldn't be too bad.
Frank, it's overrated.
Well, I don't know. I think it's all when you were born. That's my age. That's not your genre there. I don't know what that means. Let's see. Do I have a birthday? I don't know if I have a birthday list. I'll be damned. I do not. I tell you what, Flounder, on this day in history, this day in history, 1933, Franklin Delano Roosevelt was inaugurated as the 32nd president, and his speech contained a very famous quote.
This great nation will endure as it has endured, will revive and will prosper. So first of all, let me assert my firm belief that the only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
FDR was the last president inaugurated in March, and the first to have a woman serve in the cabinet, and the only one ever elected to 4 terms. And again, he can't be elected if nobody elected now because he can only serve 10 years as president of the United States, or 2 terms, whatever comes first. Let's see. Minnie Pearl died on this day in 1990. So here's what this says. This is Flounder's History Guide. 1996, country legend Minnie Pearl died of a stroke at the age of 83. I believe they just took the tag off her hat and placed it on her big toe. No, you shut up. No, you shut up, it says here.
That's funny.
She would have loved that.
She would have.
She would have loved that. Howdy! And I left the tag on her hat.
I mean, seriously, an entire career based on one joke.
That's right. That's exactly correct. What was her? Did she have a husband, a weird husband's name or something? I don't even. Earl?
That's Phyllis Diller with fame.
No, but I think Minnie had I can't remember. Anyway, what is
she was the country Phyllis Diller is what she was.
She was very cool. Let's see. Oh, we're going to have an update here. In fact, let's do this now. Get ready, if you don't mind, Flounder, the soundbite of Donald Trump talking about Fannie the floozy. Today, a Trump co-defendant David Schaefer's attorneys informed the judge today that they're going to submit a testimony of a new witness who will contradict the testimony of Nathan Wade's former law partner about when they were having their affair. The witness is going to be, says she spoke with Bradley on a number of occasions about their testimony and watched his testimony and said, no, he wasn't telling the truth. Definitely contrary. And by the way, here's Donald Trump's reaction to when he heard the testimony last week of Fannie the Floozy and her 2,000 phone calls and 10,000 text messages.
I was indicted by Fannie in Georgia. Fannie.
Indicted?
How did that work out? And her lover, Nathan Wade. And they hired him for almost $1 million because of his great experience. Of course, he didn't have any experience. He had experience in something else. You know that. A lot of experience. And at that, I'm quite sure he was very good based on the fact that she called him 2,000 times. I didn't know the gentleman. I didn't know him. Oh, you have 2,000 phone calls, 3,500 text messages. How is it possible in a short... I know a lot of people. We like a lot of people. I happen to have a very good relationship
the best
with
relationship
a woman called
ever.
Melania.
There you go, Donald Trump. By the way, this new witness is the co-chief deputy for the Cobb County District Attorney's Office, Cindy Lee Yeager. Spoke to this guy Bradley on a number of occasions about the relationship. They testified contrary to what Bradley had said. Miss Yeager claims that Bradley told her they began their relationship when they met in 2019 at a municipal court legal education conference. Had definitely begun a relationship by the time she was running for DA. And they're going to put her on the stand. And if they don't lose their law licenses for perjury, well as their licenses, as well as obstruction of justice, and man, how they can continue with this case?
It's Fulton County.
Yes, yeah. Well, we'll see. I mean, it's outrageous.
Reconstruction. I'm telling you.
By the way, I can't believe that now Israel has said it's not going to participate in the peace talks to have a ceasefire with Hamas because Hamas refuses to tell them who's still alive of their hostages.
Good.
No kidding. This is unbelievable. We're not going to tell you who we haven't killed yet.
Kill them all.
No kidding. Israel doesn't want to be part of this. Why the hell would we even have a ceasefire? Forgetting what they did? They were asking for it. This is what happens. And why are we supplying all the money and the supplies to take care of the people who are on the wrong side of the war in the Gaza Strip?
Because there's people making money on both sides of this fight.
It's the same way, my God. I was talking to Don Dornberg on my thing the other day. He and I were both in Vietnam during the Tet Offensive. They want to have a ceasefire for Ramadan. Yeah, let's remember what happens when you have special religious holidays and what people take the opportunity to do for them. I mean, they want to. Why did they say, "No, let's not fight on Ramadan"? That's not. There's no rules. What a bunch of crap. I mean, seriously. Oh my God. Anyway.
Did you see Joe Manchin almost got in a fight with some guy?
No.
Yeah, some climate guy, young man, came up and started cursing him out. And Manchin stood up, and the guy jumped up between the two. And Manchin looked like he was going to deck him.
Yeah.
And the bodyguard or whatever kind of pushed the guy down to the ground.
I don't think Manchin would take a lot lot off of most people. West Virginia, for God's sakes.
He put up with that.
He'll mess around.
Mouthy little
little scumbag. By the way, some good news. The Border Patrol is starting to shoot people coming across the border now. They shot a couple of bandits. They've been, and by the way, how come they're not doing this all the time? How much fun would that be? Oh, my God. Hey, boys, guess what? If you're a Border Patrol agent, you get to shoot bandits. We're going to have you stationed on this side of the border, and when the bandits start robbing people and they come across a Rio Grande, and they start robbing the people, you get to shoot them. And by the way, they shot one guy dead right there, DRT, and his buddies went right back in Mexico, right across the river. It seems to me that's a pretty good way to do it.
Is that $5 a scalp?
Anyway, how about a little Flounder's Funny here before we go, Flounder?
Flounder.
Started jogging. Mentioned that to a friend of mine who does it a lot, and he was like, "Oh, you need to shave your legs so you go faster." This guy has a beard. But I was like, no, I don't need to I'm fine with my resistance workout. But he was persistent. He was like, no, man, listen, I'd been riding my bike to work for years, and I started shaving my legs every day, cut 2 minutes off the commute. He's like, but how long does it take you to shave? You can shave your legs faster if your arms are shaved. Read this article online that had all these amazing facts about the human body, and one of them said that the average human being's skin, our skin, is so sensitive we can feel the weight of a bee's wing. That's 1/10,000th of an ounce. If that's true, I'm below average. I've gone an entire day without realizing I had another pair of my underwear in my pant leg. I was looking at a map of the United States, and I know that we were colonized from east to west, right to left, but it looks like it was the other way around. It looks like the founding fathers approached some guy, and they had like an outline of the future country on a piece of paper, and they gave him that in a pen and said, listen, we need you to divide this into 50 sections. Start on the left side. And he was like, oh yeah, there is plenty of room.
And who was that, Flounder?
Kellen Erskine.
We've heard him before, I think.
Yes.
Very amusing fellow. Anyway, boys, have a good night tonight. And, tomorrow we do it all over again here with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder on 106.3. And tonight, The Bachelor on TV. And I wonder whether this chick, I think her name is Joey, who's nothing but trouble. Or Joy, I can't remember which one. Anyway, I'll keep you posted. 6 o'clock. Hoorah, Semper Fi. I got to go. You're killing me. Oh, no, I